Starting it live. Hello. We had some Ben's upload speeds were tanked, so I'm hosting it right now. Woo! It seems to be working. I've got chat over here. Theoretically, I've got the questions over here. How's everybody feeling?
Excellent.
Today?
I'm good.
Sweet.
Yes. Chat up here.
So we'll go till 2:15 just to do the full 2 hours. Ben will hopefully join us later if he can figure his internet out. Yeah. So we'll start here at the top.
Thanks, Ian.
Oh, no problem. I'm a taskmaster. We're gonna get through all the questions.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna stop you if you're boring me.
Sweet.
First question from Alexander Zirinov. Hello, allies. As a Russian guy, I have to ask why Michael is so obsessed with bears. Is it just brown bears or all kinds of bears like pandas and polar bears? Also, did you know that in Russian language, the short name for Michael is Misha, which is also short name for Medved, the Russian name for a bear? P.S. If Huber is not on the panel, all other allies can answer as well.
Excellent question. Rexar's bear is named Misha. I've just always loved bears. I used to have a cat named Smokey, and we used to feed him butter by the spoonful.
What?
And he was just like this big old chubby cat
Yeah, I bet he was.
that I used to think of as like a bear.
Oh my god!
And then I went to Alaska. It was like my favorite vacation ever. It was with my mom and my grandma, and we saw like polar bears out there. And then it just kind of happened. I just kind of always loved bears.
Hubert, they're jolly big boys.
Exactly.
That's why you love them.
Jolly big boys.
You ever watched a good long video, Huber, of a bear scratching its back against a tree for just like 10 minutes straight?
I've seen that, yeah.
It's
but not
jolly.
like
It's great. They become human, like instantaneously. It's crazy.
Huber, you should watch the Adult Swim infomercial unedited footage of a bear.
Okay.
And then tell me what you think of it. Okay. Next question from Michelle Jackson. Hey, allies, what is your favorite minigame collection? I've always been fond of Cooking Mama and Picross 3D.
Yakuza, Shenmue, and Mario Party.
Animal Crossing. Because they had just in the library, technically.
Oh. Interesting.
That blew my mind.
Just been playing WarioWare Gold. It's pretty cool. I haven't played a WarioWare game before. I really like it. It's like a ton of jokes. It's like 300 jokes in a game.
Yeah, I remember giggling consistently playing Wario. Is it the same?
Yeah, man. It's still pretty funny.
Just monotone giggling for 40 minutes. It's
the
interesting thing to do.
The nose, is that one in there?
Yeah,
it's still in there, dude. It's still in there.
That's one of my favorites.
They turned Pickett into a top-down shooter in this game. So you have like a finger gun that shoots into a nostril.
Dude, yes.
Mario Paint, the fly game. I love that game. Where you're the fly swatter. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd have to say WarioWare is mine for sure. I just can't think of anyone else that's done it better.
I don't know if this counts, but like puzzle games where every puzzle is different, like Myst or Riven, it doesn't really count. I like Mario Party. They tear us apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mario Party, Wii Sports, Carnival games, those are the kind of things I think we're looking at.
All right, ready for the next one? Caesar Villa, hello, allies. The music library is going great, all thanks to you. We are taking a break from that subject this month because I have one urgent issue I'd like to get your input.
Oh.
A couple of weeks ago, my wife picked a kitten. There appears to be a photograph. She found in a warehouse her company uses out of town. Yes. Poor thing was so badly fed and full of parasites and fleas that the vet said we should feed him for a while to get him some strength before attempting any treatment. I'm glad to say today he's a healthy cat and appears to enjoy his new life with us. However, there is a catch. You being gamers are familiar with the idea of having a lot of cables running around connecting consoles, controllers, TVs, etc. And little buddy likes to nibble on all those cables he comes across. Of course, I fear he may get electrocuted at some point. I've never had a cat before, but I know some of you have feline companions, so I'd like to know if any of you have tips for a new gamer cat lover, related or not, to prevent him from nibbling cables. Love and respect, Caesar.
Yeah, get rocks or like coins or like little pieces of metal or something and put them in a Coke can and just, just associate stress with wires. Like, so cats are like, I just want to deal with that. Like, I'm just not even going to get anywhere near that area. Just like, no. But the problem with animals, as every single time, it's a boring answer, but it's the truth. Like, the animal's distance between it doing the thing and then realizing it's being reprimanded for the thing is like half of a second. Like, if you're not on it the second it happens, there's no point even getting involved with the animal at all. There's nothing you can do.
Right.
But yeah, cats are vicious. Cats are the look on cats' face when they're doing something and they just look at you like, what? And you're like, stop the you know what you're doing. And they're like,
Chad says you can ply it with butter. Just feed it butter so it doesn't want cable.
Dude, my cat's never once nibbled on a cable, ever. Best behaved cats.
I know it's a big rabbit thing. Rabbits will just go around snapping through everything.
Rats too.
I think if you want to be like humane, you can consider a tooth file, so you don't have to worry about them nibbling on the wires.
Jesus.
Good Lord.
have you tried Staples?
It's too early for that, Kyle. It's like after hours.
Saying,
Second question, right?
Cable sleeves.
Declaw, detooth. Next question.
Yeah, next question. But yeah, that sounds like good advice. Or cable sleeves. Chat saying. Okay, next one. DRD 7 of 14. Hello there. So to start, I have a little quote from VG247.com. Here we go. Arcane previously experimented with incorporating multiplayer into the genre with a canceled game called The Crossing. The Crossing aimed to make one person the protagonist while player-controlled characters interrupted their story and attempted to stop them. I want to ask you guys what you think about this type of single-player game becoming more popular. The Crossing's concept was eerily similar to what it seems id is doing with some of Doom Eternal's enemies being controlled by real people. Probably no coincidence there. Will we see more titles taking this approach, especially with Bethesda, if this pans out with Doom and Arcane Studios' next project? Would be interested in The Crossing's return after it didn't pan out with Valve. Eternal love and respect. DRD 7 of 14.
I have to wonder if like this is that hard to do, or if developers are just like, that's going to mess with our game. I don't want players running around this game. You know, like BioShock's like, no, because we're building an AI. I want that AI to work against you. I don't want to just like random player coming. And with Doom, it's like, yeah, it's fine. Like if a person takes over a demon, you're not like, well, my immersion's screwed up. I don't feel like I'm in hell anymore, you know?
I feel like it's hard to balance the difficulty too, because you don't know how good a person's going to be.
Of course, yeah.
Because every time I get invaded in Dark Souls, I'm just like, basically just like, all right, here we go. I'm going to die.
Yeah, and they have to make the person that is going against the player, like what they're doing, actually fun and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's actually the hardest part.
Yeah.
I think what's cool about Doom is that you're going to be stronger than each of them on their own. Whereas Dark Souls, you know, Soulsborne is more of like you're more even, I would say, you know, one-on-one duel. But in Doom, you know, you're going to have the power, which I think is a cool twist on it.
Yeah.
And like Jones was saying, it just depends on the game. I wouldn't want to see it popping up like Battle Royale in every game, you know,
but
definitely.
Like, the demons have to be fun to play as. Like, you need to have like a reason to want to play as that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I think in terms of, you know, being a certain person getting invaded, I don't think it's that hard to work out because it's just really a matter of frequency, right? Like, you don't want to have every other enemy to be like another player character, you know, just like once in a while, oh crap, this happened, you know, and then it makes things up a little bit.
Yeah.
But
make it special.
But yeah, working with all of these very different characters that, you know, should control very different than the single player character, that's a lot of extra work.
Yeah, you could play as some of them in Doom 2016 in the multiplayer.
Yeah.
So like
really?
That work has been...
Yeah, but they were like super OP.
Yeah.
And like really powerful, so they gotta like tone these dudes down or something.
Well, I actually think that works better in this scenario than it does in a normal multiplayer, though. For them to be more powerful.
I imagine it's fun to like gang up on people. Like I would, if I was taking over an AI, I would try to focus on when someone else distracted it. So like when you can see the player character be like, "Oh no, I got to take care of this thing," and that's when like I go nuts on you, because it's like when you go up against multiple targets, sometimes in games, no matter how good the AI is, you'll just see people just kind of standing there, and you're like, if all of you just bum rush stream right now, I'd be dead. Like, but so it'd be fun to like bum rush people. Be annoying.
Man, I never played enough of the Left 4 Dead mode, where it's like 4 versus 4, and 4 people were special monsters. Yeah, kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Like you're saying, Jones, just like being the hunter and like waiting to strike. That's so cool.
Ready for next cue?
Oh yes.
Mike Hook. Happy Shenmue Week, allies. Did you see that new Shenmue 3 teaser? Did you see it? Okay.
Yes.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I have 3 Shenmue shirts that I wear regularly. For the past 3 years, I have never had a single person acknowledge any of them. Yesterday, I was wearing my Tomato convenience store shirt, and 2 individual people during different times of the day said, "I know your shirt from somewhere. Where do I know it from?" And, "Oh, Bobo, come here, Bobo. Check out this shirt. Isn't that from that game you were playing right now?" Talked with Bobo for a brief moment. He says it's his first time playing and that it's a rough game, but he's getting better at it. Asked me how to make money. He's always running out. It really hit me hard that Shenmue is a reality, and this time on most people's platforms. Yeah. I also was at Target, and while I didn't see any copies of Shenmue there, I saw the placeholder signs for Xbox and PlayStation, and the cases behind were empty. Out of curiosity, I asked an employee. He said they sold out. Is this really happening? Is Shenmue becoming popular? Am I dreaming? The answer to all of those is yes.
Awesome.
I do want to throw in a counter theory that people are assuming it's a Fortnite shirt.
Oh,
that was my first fear when somebody's like, "Dude, I love that game." It's like, yeah, I thought like maybe they thought like, "Oh, that's a Fortnite shirt."
Why?
Oh, because the like tomato guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They were asking him specifics about the game.
The second guy totally was.
Yeah.
Well, no, all he said is, "Man, I keep running out of money." It's like he's talking about Fortnite.
He's talking about Fortnite.
He's still talking about Fortnite.
Make money.
It is absolutely more popular than it has been in the last 10 years, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the weird things, too, is Sega was unprepared for review copies. Like, we still haven't actually gotten a review copy. Huber bought his copy.
They probably didn't print enough physical, huh? That's what you mean?
Yeah.
Well, no, just even codes. They didn't have enough code requests to fulfill everyone that wanted to cover the game.
Small fries.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not even that. They're just overwhelmed and did not plan appropriately.
No, we're still small fries. It's just a smaller grouping of fries.
Yeah. I bet IGN got a code.
Yeah, it's been nice to go on Twitter and see people revisiting it and seeing first timers too. Like seeing first timers explain what they're doing in the game is really awesome. They're like, "Yeah, I'm like training at the dojo, and then I'm like looking for a guy named Charlie." It's like, yes,
Charlie, dude, that's who I'm looking for.
It's a good time. It's super fun. I'm loving it.
Huber, I got to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
What about when people say, "Wait, this game sucks"?
I haven't really seen that. Yeah, I've been looking.
I've seen a lot of it, actually.
I've seen a lot of like, "Oh, the controls are like really bad," but I don't know. Maybe I just muted all those people over the years.
You've got blinders.
My Twitter rolls right now.
Yeah. It's probably good, best Huber.
Yeah.
There's always both Huber. It's the same as with any game. It's just people are jumping in who never touched it before, and they're just like, "Wait, what is this?" And
like Damiani, Breath of the Wild is one of the greatest games ever made, and when it came out, people were like,
Sure.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't like this climbing, and it's like, whatever. There's always
Like it just happens to have 3 great towns in it. What can you do?
Exactly.
All right, next cue. Quinn Jerry. Hey, everyone. Do you have any games off the top of your head that you would like to play for full playthrough Friday?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I have stacks. I have stacks. I could bring over stacks of games. Yes. Yes.
Man from Medina seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Oh, Man from Medan.
Medan, yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
when we get to that game.
I don't think
The Quiet Man.
Yeah, so
Oh, baby, Quiet Man. Yeah, it's perfect.
It'll be like 30 minutes.
All right. A curveball I want to throw out that Huber brings up occasionally that I think would be perfect is the Madden story mode.
Yes.
Okay.
Things like
Please.
that. I want to do those on full
The
playthrough.
FIFA one, yeah. What's that guy's name?
Alex Hunter.
Alex Hunter. There you go.
Jones, what did you say? I
Yeah,
feel like you got railroaded.
Oh, I've never streamed Journey since we started Easy Allies.
Oh,
It's small, but just so people could take a break. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be 10 hours every time.
Totally.
Yeah.
Nice.
I definitely
Stuff
want to
like
do Silent Hill Shattered Memories or Silent Hill 2
Oh, for sure.
with Ben. Huber and I were talking about that Parasite Eve.
Mhm.
Oh,
But that would be
That'd
like
be so good.
Yeah.
40 hours or so. I don't know how long.
Also,
it is.
Huber
yeah,
technically haven't done a GoldenEye campaign run at Easy Allies. We did that back in GT.
Yes. Yeah, you're driving, Jones.
I love watching Jones play that game. I'm in for that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, we still don't know how we would structure longer games, but there are definitely some JRPGs we want to get
Yeah.
back to.
Gotta
Yeah.
finish Mario RPG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they wouldn't be in full sittings. They'd be like 5 or 6 hours, and then we.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd have to either like schedule out a
Giveaway.
month of them or like do two a month or so. I don't know. We'd
Yeah.
figure it out.
Did you guys see that the devs of GoldenEye apparently said that Oddjob is cheating?
Excellent.
Yeah,
Oh, I
they
saw
know.
the headline.
They
I
like
didn't see it.
officially.
They can't deny that.
Yeah, I
Wow.
just saw the headline. I didn't read
Heck
it.
yeah. Settled it 20 years later.
Yeah, full playthrough Fridays are going to be great. Make it happen. Also, 55 needs to happen now because we've got the game show planned out, and it's so damn incredible.
I know you're just sitting on it now.
I
yeah.
know. Well, we have to play test the hell out of it, but
and
okay.
and build whatever crazy set it's going to involve too.
yeah, and a back end, like the basically
True.
entire video game that has to run it. Anyway, Robert, Allies, I'm curious if there was a time someone you didn't get along with or particularly like did something uncharacteristically nice for you or another person that made you reconsider them as a person. Of course, you do not need to say who they were. I would just like to hear about good deeds from unexpected sources. And then their placeholder was by the power of Grayskull.
You guys are all nice.
But you thought we were going to be bad?
No, I knew you were going to be nice, and you're
Oh,
nice.
got you. Yeah. I'm trying to think of somebody in my life. Yeah.
Yeah. I've definitely had those situations in life where you meet a person and at first you're like, wow, you're really abrasive. But then like once you wrap your head around them, you're like, oh, actually you're cool. I get it. And then you become like good friends. That's happened to me a couple of times. I can't think of a specific.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of specifics either, but I've definitely had those moments where like someone in the comments will be like really mad and like crazy upset, and then like 2 comments later, like, oh, everything's cool. Like they're a normal person now.
That's definitely happened to me a lot online. If you like actually just respond to someone like a human being, they calm down and are like, I'm sorry I was so aggressive, you know. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's weird. It's like sometimes it's like people have this stuck in their head that like that's what they have to do to get your attention.
Yeah,
They're not wrong.
they are. You catch more flies with honey.
You don't.
I
Not on the internet.
if I see caps, I'm like, nice.
Yeah, just don't even read it.
Yeah.
Like if I see like swearing or like
Yeah,
whatever,
no.
it just fills my blood with acid and then I move on. Or I troll them.
I'm having a hard time thinking of like 180s caused by a good deed, but I think a lot of times in my life I've seen people I'm intimidated by who I think are high status who are just as terrified as I am. You know, people who are like, we're all faking our own confidence, and I see that a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
We're like that.
Yeah.
Several of us are much less confident than
Fake
we
it till you make it, baby.
Yep.
All Any other ones?
Yeah, I definitely had weird first impressions at work. Just, did GT for 13 years, and so met a lot of weird people and didn't work with them directly and didn't think like terribly much of them, and then they were amazing. They did some project or something that blew my mind, or they helped me out in some way or working on something. So always taught me to, take first impressions with a grain of salt when you're meeting new people in a work environment.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, like my first impressions of
I got you, Mikhail.
some of the people at GT were like, it took a while to it's like, okay, they're okay, they're normal.
I've had the opposite too, where like you're friends with someone at first, and then after a while you're like, oh, you're a crazy person. Okay,
That's a whole different question.
yeah.
It does go the other way.
It does go the other way. But that's bad vibes. Mikhail in chat actually let me know I missed their question. So here we go. Mikhail, I'm sorry about that. Mikhail Agnell. Hello, Easy Allies. A few months ago, I wrote about 2 games for EZA Q&A, The Settlers and Lotus 3. I wrote about why you ought to play the games and that I'd like returns. And then the Settlers History Edition was announced at Gamescom 2018. That was my Shenmue 3 moment. Remember, Huber? Please talk about your Shenmue 3 moments. Also, yeah, The Settlers I've heard is great. I've never played it, so I'll probably jump on the new one.
Yeah, I'm like pumped on Settlers.
Are you?
Yeah. Looks so cool. Looks cozy. Just like town building.
But the question is, what is your Shenmue 3 moment? Like
Shenmue 3.
Obviously, yeah. Obviously,
For me, that Mario Odyssey reveal trailer almost brought me to tears. That was so good. It was everything I wanted in a Mario game.
Was that the T-Rex one?
New Donk
City one. Yeah.
City, yeah.
For sure, that trailer.
Final Fantasy VII Remake was mine.
What a day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What a day for me and Huber.
Yes, within moments of each other.
Yeah.
Brad getting much less recognition for his favorite game.
It's okay. You can't stop the Huber.
Where's the love for Brad?
Well, that whole clip.
Why don't we think of that as the Huber and Brad day? Why is Huber just get to monopolize that moment?
Well, because with Final Fantasy, it's everybody.
Like, many more. Yeah.
Huber's the guy.
Just a slightly bigger audience.
Huber's the one. I mean, not like that kind of a thing, but I did a full 180 on Mario Rabbids
Kingdom Battle.
Yeah.
It wasn't like oh my god, it's happening. Abduction, the Myst guy's new game announcement was sort of like that.
Yeah, I mean the easiest one I can think of is that infamous Twilight Princess reveal because
baby,
we just like at that time we weren't used to Nintendo changing up styles, and so it just felt like Wind Waker was going to be Zelda for eternity, and so for them to do something that was so polar opposite than that, even when the trailer first started, and I was actually there at the press conference, like it was like is this Fire Emblem? Like what is this? It took a second to actually pick up on what the game was.
Any other ones?
Spider-Man, probably.
Ooh, the new this upcoming.
Yeah. I actually that was not to pull a Damiani, but I actually found out about that before they announced it, and so it was interesting being just like in a chill social environment and just kind of standing there like, wow, what an amazingly perfect developer and brand to just finally find each other. It's like that. I was like, wow, there's no way that's going to be bad. That's going to be incredible. So yeah, it was just like not only like the premise of something or not, but just that knowledge of, at the same time. It's like if it's like Shenmue 3 is happening, but it's no one that worked on 1 and 2. You'd be like, ugh. Like, okay, I'm excited because it's just going to be, it's better than nothing. But, knowing that like the right people are behind it, I think is part of the home run.
I get a Shenmue 3 feeling every time I see the From Software logo.
Yeah, Bloodborne 2 will be the moment.
Oh god. Oh, if they do a Bloodborne.
Even with Sekiro, it's like they're not going to foul that up. It might be different, but
not foul.
Not foul.
Yeah, it's not foul.
Not foul.
It's different, but it's not foul. Any other ones? Great. Andreas Kother, in a non-video game related question, I just wanted to ask each of you If you are fans of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and or any of the Star Trek TV shows, if so, what are your fondest memories?
Are they being cute there?
I don't
Are
know.
they being cute? Because they definitely know.
Buffy is one of my favorite and one of the greatest television shows in the history of the medium.
I didn't know you liked Buffy.
Hubert, when I met Amanda and we really started to get serious, we kind of laid it all out on the line. She was like, "Okay, you've read all Harry Potter, so at least you're all caught up on that." And she's like, "Buffy, have you watched Buffy?" And I was like, "No." My friend Mike was really into. She's like, "All right," and we just like got the set, and I think I got it
Sick.
the whole set for her for. No, I got her season 1 and then the whole thing. I was like, season 1. I'm like, okay, let's watch this crazy thing. We watch it all together, and it's so good.
Jones,
Brought me to tears at parts. Like, really well done.
Yeah,
that was part of the like. So we're doing this conversation
when we were looking at the media, being like, I can't be with you forever if you watch this thing and hate it. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, I like some Buffy episodes a lot, and others I think are kind of too cheesy for me.
Totally.
But Star Trek, on the other hand, Next Generation, go.
Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine
was
also
on when I was
good.
in college, and like
Voyager
and I would just like.
Next Generation is like my comfort food. I would watch that to go to sleep. I would watch it all the time. I've seen a lot of the episodes like dozens of times. Inner Light is still one of the best episodes of anything ever. I like the like time loop episodes stuff, like Yesterday's Enterprise and
Riker killing himself, like Riker meeting another Riker when like they're all out like duplicate, and one Riker's like, "Help us come!" and he's like, blow that ship up.
Dude,
crazy Riker.
He's just like, it's like, we're not going back.
The Borg, like one of the
oh
best
God.
TV season finales of all time. Just like, what? Like, what a cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, Q. I love Q. Just like messing with them. They meet the Borg because Picard says we can take on anything, and Q is like, oh yeah.
And like, worth noting, Picard's coming back, man.
Yeah, baby.
Some show we know nothing about other than
it's probably going to be awful, but I'm so excited.
But he's so good, and I think that's why. I think you had people like Brent Spiner and him. I think they carried the series that were just like so legitimate and badass, and Geordi too. You know, like Riker's like he's such a cheeseball, and Worf is such a cheeseball. But like I think they had enough grounded like classical actors that knew. And
Jonathan Frakes is apparently directing the new Star Trek, at least some of the episodes.
Yeah, he directed a bunch of stuff. He directed 2 of the movies.
The
last
two Riker.
Generations one, the Insurrection, and then another one. Good.
Yeah, best show. Bendy, what are you doing?
Discovery's good too.
What?
Discovery's good too. There's time to get ready for season 2.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet.
Never a dull moment on Discovery.
Oh yeah, I mean anything behind the paywall I haven't got to.
Yeah, what was the deal? You had to buy CBS All Access or something for that?
You said you subscribed to it.
Was this the Dodgers, Hubert? Come on.
Dude.
How much? How much?
You can do it for a free trial for like a week.
What is this,
and watch
Call of
some of the
Duty
episodes.
Yeah.
See if you even like it.
How much is it after that, Damian?
There's 2 prices. I think it's like $4.99 or $5.99 with some ads. It's like the old Hulu one, and then $9.99 a month for no ads.
For one show.
That's a lot for CBS. Yeah.
For CBS, and you can when you look through the like catalog of CBS stuff, it's just like stuff you know.
Young Sheldon, baby.
Oh my God.
Is Jag on there?
Jag. Big Theory is ending.
Yeah.
Finally.
Season 13, right?
Going away. Good.
From Star Trek to Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of Star Trek, so
yeah, because
I've also talked about it a lot.
Ready for the next question?
Yes.
Janny Markula, or Yanni maybe. This is an anime story where Huber is the protagonist.
Please.
Naturally.
We are at the series climax where Huber is doing battle with the main villain. During the battle, Huber is offered an ultimatum. The villain has taken up hostage Shenmue III and Resident Evil 2 Remake. Huber has to choose which one to save and which one to let go. The one that is let go is gone for good, and no Dragon Balls exist to save it. Alternatively, Huber can go beyond and break his limits, which allows him to perform a heroic sacrifice to save both with a cost. Huber's the main character and wears the plot armor, so he cannot die in this encounter. The cost can be
plot armor.
He loses a superpower. He loses some lifespan. This never has any consequence in any anime. Huber goes insane and becomes the villain himself. Huber loses a limb. Huber loses his memory of both Shenmue and Resident Evil series.
No.
Huber loses his eyesight. How does the story end? Is the risk worth both Shenmue 3 and Resident Evil 2 Remake? Since this is Huber's story, he has the last say on how it ends.
You gotta lose your memory, man, because then you get to play them all over again.
Yes.
That's a bonus.
Boom. Yeah, we're going beyond.
Lobotomization, like that's a dream.
Hubert, you're gonna lose a leg. You're gonna have a physical scar forever to remind you of
the Dark Knight
sacrifice.
Returns and just pull it out of my brain and then read that again for the first time. Like,
I feel like I go beyond and like power up my leg for some sick jump kick to like save the games.
Dynamic entry, yeah.
Yeah, but then my leg like explodes.
Yeah, but you do it.
But you're happy to give it, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you need the other one? That's my last line.
That is really good, dude. End of arc
I
one.
have one more to give. It's the games. So funny.
I love it. So leg. So
Yeah, but wait,
blown
we're
off a
dodging.
leg.
We're safe, okay? Let's just say, for the sake of argument,
Right.
If you didn't have any of those options, and
Right, you
had
have to choose one.
If I had to
destroy-
choose
you had to kill
because
one of those babies.
because I already have Resident Evil 2, which is like my favorite game.
Yes,
I
think
would
that's
want
logical.
I want to see what happens next in Shenmue.
Yeah,
So.
that makes sense. Okay. Panode. Hello, allies. As you are walking to your car one fair summer morning, you are suddenly approached by a woodland fairy. The fairy informs you it is a big EZA, but in particular, Hall of Greats fan. HOG, that's Hall of Greats. The fairy offers you a taste of its magic and will grant you the power to induct one game of your choice so long as it is not a game you personally have brought before.
Okay.
As you are about to give your answer, the fairy's evil blood magic infused cousin appears in a cloud of smoke, offering the same deal, but with its superior magic, it can induct even a game that had previously failed to get in. As we know, blood magic comes with a cost, however, and in return, you must choose one game to be stricken from the inductees. Which
Mega Man Legends Super Metroid is out.
What?
Mega Man Legends
You don't even know
Super
the rules
Metroid is
yet.
out.
No, that's it. Which offer
No,
do you take?
that's too
Those
easy.
repercussions.
It needs to be it should have been refined to be it's one of your
Yeah, it has to be one of yours.
Yeah.
something you brought yourself as
So
God.
long, Pokemon.
It says one game to be stricken from the inductees.
Yeah.
No,
So
I know.
it's just
I'm
at all.
going with the evil blood
No,
magic.
that's not very. That's
too easy.
It's
it just makes you a bad person, but like it doesn't have any repercussions.
I think it's also interesting to ask people which Hall of Greats is their least favorite in the Hall of Greats, for sure.
Ooh,
Sure.
that I want to know.
Yeah, that's what the question is.
Yeah, pull up the list.
I would
look at
want
this trend.
I would want GTA 5 in there because I feel like it's gonna take like 5 years for that game to get in, and it's one of the greats, straight up.
I thought you didn't vote
It's
for
not,
it this
it
time. It was
failed.
me.
I voted for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not one of the greats.
Yikes!
Well, I don't have to worry about the evil repercussions. I can just go with the normal fairy and just like skip everything for Final Fantasy VI. Get that in there.
But that's
Yeah.
easy, man. Final Fantasy 6 is like a shoe-in.
Yeah, it's eventual.
Look who your coworkers are.
It's gonna like within the next 12 months, 6 is getting in.
Yeah, it's not even a question.
You wasted your fairy.
Brandon's terrified of it.
Okay.
I'm terrified of Hall of Greats in general. It's the whole thing.
Bring the big guns.
This is Desire and Dix Part 2. Got to be like bold here. Make radical changes.
I would use the blood magic, and I would get Metal Gear Solid out, and I'd put Dungeons and Dragons in, because screw all of you. Screw all of you.
So wait,
We just lost somebody because
Yeah,
of
who
that.
just left?
did you take out Metal Gear Solid just to spite us, or do you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay,
looked
got
for like the arguably best game, and I was
Got
like,
it, got it.
screw it. Maybe Zelda Ocarina of Time.
What?
I'm not touching Symphony of the Night.
I would take out Remake and I would put in GTA 5.
Ooh.
Finally get a win for GTA 5.
Ugh.
Finally a win.
I don't want to do the. I can do the. I don't have any like evil intention stuff. I don't really come from that. Even my Kingdom Hearts 3 thing wasn't from malintent. But if you were to like ask me my honest, I'll go with this blood magic because that's what the audience wants here. And you want like, okay, I'm looking at this list. Which of the games doesn't belong? And something we brought up definitely belongs. I would strike Paper Mario and put World of Warcraft in there. Like, there's absolutely like no way World of Warcraft should not be in this list.
I love it, Damiani.
Like World of Warcraft is like probably it's like
God tier.
It's like
God
Zelda and
Bring
like
it back, Damiani. Get that
and,
Damiani
like,
powerhouse.
wow.
How many do you have in there? 3? 2? 3? How many
Like,
Damiani games are in the Hall of Greats?
like Ocarina of Time and like WoW are like 2 of the most influential games of all time. So it's like
how many
we
Damiani
don't
games?
have another most influential game in here yet. So
Yeah,
that
you
game
know
will
what?
probably be in there someday though too.
He's not wrong.
Damiani has 4 if you count Super Mario 64, which both he and Brad brought, because there was a mix-up.
Yeah.
I would
love
put
how
my,
Damiani's like, you'd have to sacrifice one of your own. And it's like, I can't.
yeah.
Me either, John.
I would kill
that
Pokemon
point.
Red and Blue and put Final 7 in there.
Haha.
Peace.
Final Fantasy VII's not in there.
Nope, not yet. I'm
Not
waiting.
yet.
I'm
No one
waiting.
brought it.
I'm waiting.
You brought it before?
No,
No one's
brought it.
No.
Yeah, you
9
don't
is
need
the
to-
only
you
one
don't need to
that's-
kill one then.
9 is the only one that's been in.
Yeah,
Been brought.
and brought.
Just put The Witcher 3 in, guys. You guys are casual.
I will,
Hubert,
Like
I will put in.
straight
I will put in
sus.
12 Final Fantasies before one Witcher.
So casual. Dude.
I like that. No.
My
I will put in
goodness.
12 Final Fantasies before any Witcher gets
Final
in.
Fantasy 1 better than Witcher 3. All right.
Yes, dude.
Cool.
That might not be one of the 12. There's 15 of them. So, yeah. If you kill your own, I would have killed Metroid Prime of mine to bring in World of Warcraft. I think that's
Damn, Damiani.
Love it.
All right,
Oh,
get
love
ready. Yeah, go.
What?
No, we're good.
We said love it.
Oh, okay.
Love it.
Great
Love
question.
it.
Carl
Great
Williams. Hi, allies. For a while now, Twitch has used the channel Twitch Presents to showcase various shows such as The Joy of Painting, Power Rangers, and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood as marathons. Just recently, they have streamed Yu-Gi-Oh!, Classic Doctor Who, and even Knight Rider. This month, they spent a few days per week to show off various Korean TV dramas, and starting Monday, they will be showing Pokemon, and they will be streaming, according to Twitch's own blog and Twitter, 19 seasons and 16 movies. That should be very exciting to watch. My question is this. If you were given the opportunity to select the next show to be streamed as a marathon on the Twitch Presents channel, what show or shows would you choose and why? For the sake of argument, please consider the following conditions. The marathon cannot end in less than 3 days. Repeats at night are optional. In addition, you can pick which clips would be featured in the promo that would air between each episode, as well as optional emotes that would be used in chat. Keep up the great work, as always, Carl.
Gargoyles.
Oh,
Because
How
we're
long is
just
that?
talking about it.
I think Gargoyles might not have the content, dude.
Damn it.
How short is Gargoyles? How many?
Yeah, I'm
It's
trying to
probably
do
like
that.
3
They went
seasons
for a
or
while.
something.
3 seasons
I
would be
actually
fine.
feel like Gargoyles is longer than a lot of them.
Let's
I think
allow
it's
it with 3 seasons.
Yeah, I was
All
thinking Captain N, but it's way too short.
I got one. Scooby Doo.
Yes.
Like all the Scooby Doos. Think of all the pog champs that you would see whenever they took off the mask to reveal who the actual villain is every time.
Good idea.
wow. Gargoyles only has 2 seasons?
What?
Yeah, it's a
but
little skimpy.
But season 1 is 13 episodes and season 2 is 52. So
Oh, okay.
Holy jeez.
Oh, man.
That doesn't sound like a season. That's crazy.
Gargoyle had really good toys.
Yeah.
Man, I had one of like the pterodactyl one that was all like ice. He was
Oh, he
iced
was
out.
cool.
He was like crystallized. Man,
Iced
that was
out.
a cool toy.
Yeah, what's weird about that is there's a like we pay attention when there's like a huge thing like Doctor Who or whatever, but what Damiani you hosted when they had He-Man on, and like, what the heck?
Yeah, they've been doing that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I didn't even realize that was going on. Because I hadn't actually seen the He-Man episode since I was a kid, so it's kind of nuts to go
It's
back.
like a totally different show.
Vaguely, like vague memories of stuff coming back.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
I thought it was a different show. When I saw He-Man a couple years back, I was like, no, this is not what I was watching as a kid. There's no way.
So our pick has to have at least 72 hours worth of episodes. If it's
During the day,
repeats at night if you want to.
Oh, you can do repeats at night? Okay.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo, man.
Just knock out a lot.
Scooby-Doo is a good one, yeah.
I would do Next Generation or Futurama.
There are a lot.
Smurfs.
No, Jones. No. Please, no.
Smurfs is funny, though.
I
think that's similarly like one of those shows that I remember watching, but I don't know anything
Before
about
our
it.
time. Before our time, Brad.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Pee-wee's Big
Oh, no,
Adventure?
I'm sorry, not Pee-wee's
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Pee-wee's
Well,
Playhouse. Oh, yeah.
I was just watching Big
it would
Adventure like
include
the
all
other
the
night on
movies
Netflix,
too.
but-
It includes
Even
all
the
the
new one,
movies.
That'd be good.
Big Top, dude.
And the Netflix one wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really funny to have an ironic Family Guy marathon where the emote is funny. And so when Family Guy is happening, people are mocking the jokes and just going, funny, super funny. This is so good. And I think just the entirety of Family Guy is probably hundreds of episodes at this point.
Yeah.
Just, I would love to see the harshness of Twitch criticizing that show. I really want it to be turned into something like that.
These are about love, Kyle.
I know, because the thing is, like, Power Rangers was love. Like, the shows were so bad. Like, eventually it just gets super, super bad, but we were just loving it in the chat. But no, I just want to see it turn on Family Guy.
Oh, it's probably not long enough, but I would love to rewatch the X-Men.
Oh.
Oh, animated series?
X-Men, yeah.
Or X5.
Throw Spider-Man on top of it, Blood, and then we got a marathon.
Wait, there was a Spider-Man
was much earlier, right? It was about 10 years earlier.
They were on top of each other. There's an overlap there with Fox Kids for sure.
Oh, there's another Spider-Man then.
Fox Kids, yeah.
Super Friends, then we're done. There's a package.
Yeah, X-Files is actually BBC has been running those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In college, Sci-Fi I think would play one every night at like 1 a.m. or midnight. So I'd always watch an X-Files before going to sleep. And then Elimination Challenge, MXC or whatever.
One of my favorite TV marathons of all time every year is Twilight Zone. That'd be fun to watch with Twitch.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, that would be
So good.
Good one.
I think there's
So
a
many
huge
good.
potential for anime. Like anime builds on itself, and that makes it really exciting. You know, they call out the same moves and everything.
Yeah.
I wonder
Dragon
if
Ball
anime is
seems
too
like-
protective of their streaming rights. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z would be
it seems
sick.
like all the anime ones they have gotten so far have not been worldwide Twitch presence, because even the
Right.
what was the most recent one? Or JoJo. Everyone was excited about JoJo being done on it. And unfortunately, it was like US and Canada only. So they just geo-blocked people.
Bummer.
So, I mean, but those, I mean, honestly, those would be like, some of those would be the best if they could figure out a way just to, you'd have to find someone who has like the worldwide rights to a series, which is kind of hard to do nowadays. But like obvious stuff. I mean, come on, like, should like make everyone have to go back and watch OG Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z in Twitch presents. Like, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
On the Bob Ross, Mr. Rogers vibe, Reading Rainbow would be great.
Oh yeah. Ooh, dude, Antiques
It would be.
Roadshow. Antiques Roadshow. I would watch the hell out of
Because
that.
that can be highly interactive. You know, you're
Yeah.
interacting with your family. You're shouting at your family members what you think something's worth. But with chat, it could be super fun too.
I love Antiques Roadshow.
It's a good suggestion. I like that.
It's always funny because it's the same reaction every time somebody finds out something's worth. You know, it doesn't matter how much.
Sometimes they cry,
Yeah.
and other times they don't.
I mean, you almost kind of want to, like, what kind of person are you? The one that wants it to be worth a lot, so you get that reaction, or the one that's like, sorry to break this to you, but it's just not.
Depends.
I like-
Depends on their face, Jones.
Yeah. My
I'm
favorite
always-
are the ones.
They got
my
all dressed
favorite-
up for Roadshow, and they're just like, what? Like, yeah, it's $20. Sorry, get out of here.
My favorite are the ones that are like worth like a couple $100 or like $1,000, where like it's good, but not great, you know? So like their reactions are always just like, okay, all right. It's always very measured.
I'm always more blown away with the logistics on Antiques Roadshow. Like when somebody brings in like some gigantic cabinet and like you got this thing and you kept it intact and put it in a field for somebody to look at.
Yeah. They're
I'm glad
inside.
we had good weather today, you know?
They're inside, literally.
No, a lot of them are outside.
Whoa.
Mm.
Little risky.
One of my favorites was that like Navajo blanket or whatever that old guy had, and he's like, it's just been sitting on the back of this chair for 80 years, and they're like, yeah, this is worth like $90,000, and he's like, I guess I'll put it in a box. He's just like really, and then I think he got emotional, but it was like, whoa. Anyway,
did they do Saturday Night Live?
That'd be a good one, Damiani. That'd be
like
pretty
they
good.
might have.
Actually, yeah.
I do worry that would get old super fast.
Yeah,
like partway through one episode.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of seasons.
That would be a lot of funny.
Yeah.
Very good.
For some reason, I keep thinking about Eddie Murphy doing
Apparently they did.
Brown getting into a hot tub. For some reason, that keeps popping back up in my brain, and I think that's so funny.
Which
one?
Oh,
It's that simple.
okay. Brian Villar says, do you have a phantom pain for more MGS 5?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
What if that was his plan all along?
It wasn't.
The game's incomplete, just like Snake.
I'm at like almost a moment of peace. It definitely helps that Kojima gets to make a new game that's completely different. I'm happy for him for that matter. But 5 is like still the game that hurts me the most when I think about it. Its potential and then what it came out to be. But yeah, you know what? If they're like, "Hey, we're doing chapter 51 or whatever," like, no, I would not play it. You know, I'm not ready to go back.
I just randomly decided to finish the story on their own.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I really like. No, the curiosity would kill.
Yeah,
me.
you would do it.
Yeah, you would for sure play it.
So right, you're so right.
The journey
Also,
just went on.
I would hope that if that happened, it's just in like an entirely different style. It's like when an animation show like gets an entirely new animation team.
No, they would milk that engine.
So I was trying to think of this actually. The mission where you're going back through your own base and everybody's a zombie, is that in the first half or second half?
I don't remember that.
It's sick. It's actually one of the good missions. I really like it. Like all the lights are off and it's like it's survival horror suddenly.
There's like, oh my god, yeah, dude. And you go through inside, dude, and it's like really tight corridors.
Is that first half or second half?
I forget, dude. But that
Must have been later first half because I didn't get to it.
It sounds later.
All right. So I think that is
Second
the
half.
only good part of the
The
second
end.
half. I think that is like the only good mission in the second half. When I was just the other day trying to think through the game.
There's like a handful of really good missions.
Yes. Most of it's front loaded, dude. Most of all the good missions are in the front, and then I think that scary mission is the best in the second.
Word.
It would be funny though if there's like a completed copy of the script out there and some dude just renames all the characters and puts it out as like an audiobook or something.
The impression I have though, Blood, is that game was another 2 years away from being done.
Sure.
And I think that is the whole scenario of why it came out as it
You
did.
just
Why
think that
Kojima
stuff wasn't even written yet? There wasn't even storyboards?
There's storyboards for chapter 51, and it's nonsense. I think 51 came even after they said, "Hey, we need to get this done now." I don't know, man. The game makes no sense as it is currently. Yeah.
But I mean, to me, that means that they had to change what they were doing and just like, okay, end it somehow.
Yeah, I do wonder what the process is, Blood. If I assume scripting comes later, way after the whole planning phase. But yeah, I wonder if we start with a script and then work from there. We'll never know. The thing is, Blood, we'll never know.
The best hope for Metal Gear at this point is Platinum Games does another Revengeance.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, all right. I'm
would
on board for that.
Yep.
Sounds like we might not get banned.
Yeah.
Not Ben.
The router.
He's trying his hardest, everybody. It's not.
It's not his fault.
Equipment failure.
It's not his fault.
Okay, Joseph Caruso. Hey, allies. It's been a few months now, but I was hoping you could share a few funny, adorable, or interesting anecdotes from Huber's wedding, if you want to, Huber. It looked like a wonderful time based on the photos on Twitter. P.S. This may be my last Q&A submission for a while due to finances getting much tighter. It's been a pleasure. Hope to be back in the not-too-distant future. Joseph Caruso.
Donut wall.
Joseph.
Wall of donuts. Which they also had Huber on the IMDb boat at Comic-Con. The IMDb does a boat party every year, and they also had a wall. I was like, hey, Huber's wedding.
Nice.
Donut wall.
Sick.
It's just like, yep, donut. Thanks. You don't even have to deal with any person. You just go to the wall, and they're all right there.
Kyle and I had a lengthy and very nice conversation with Huber's mom.
Yeah, she loves you guys.
Yeah, we loved her. She was great.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was wonderful.
I think Brad's mom was like totally into talking to everybody too.
Brad's mom was also very cool. The moms,
dude.
Huber's mom gets on like a meta level, though. It was not a surface conversation. We dug in.
Yeah.
Dug in.
We dug in deep.
Nice.
So just to paint a picture, so the ceremony was outside on like a garden, and then there was kind of like a tent for the reception, and then like some various like smaller buildings around. One of these buildings was like a spot for like coffee and stuff. And we would go in there to get coffee and we start hanging out. And like it didn't feel like it was off limits. It wouldn't make sense for it to be off limits. But every once in a while, like someone from staff would just come around and like close the doors. Like we shouldn't be leaving the doors open for some reason. It was like it just felt like really peculiar. Like did we do something wrong here?
Off limits.
We were it was like an old schoolhouse, and I kept opening the drawers.
Good
There
drawers.
were like weird random things in the drawers.
It was nice, Huber. I'm glad you had it before stuff got hot.
I know, right?
It was very nice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't remember sweating at all. I remember it being pretty nice that day.
Well, they did hand out fans. Do you remember the little paper fans? For us?
Well, the program was on the fans, if I recall.
Program? Yeah,
it was a beautiful time.
Before the summer.
Yeah. Huber, that little like room we were in, the groomsmen or whatever. You remember our like little section?
Yeah.
Where your brother was there and stuff, and
pouring shots.
That was the best. Yeah, Blue Label.
Yeah.
That was the best.
Pouring some high class like whiskey.
Before the wedding?
Yeah. Take the edge off.
Yeah.
What was your favorite drink, Huber? Was it a Moscow Mule or what was?
Yeah, Moscow Mule. Love Moscow Mules.
And I'd never seen that before, and I was like, "What a genius thing!" Because for me, like, I love mixed drinks, but like, I don't care as much to like, "Ooh, I know what I want to order." Like, I just don't know names. I don't know liquor mixtures and stuff. Like, I'm just always been fine with just like whatever, get me whatever. Like, I'll throw it back, like no big deal. And I love like walking up to the bar, and it's just like Huber. This is Huber's drink, and I was like, those all night, nothing else. I want to be Huber for the next 3 hours. I want to get drunk, Huber style.
So what you're saying, Jones, is you drink to forget.
I just forget to drink. I don't know.
Throw him back.
Throw him back.
Just throw him back. I don't care.
Excellent, Jones.
Yeah, it's so good.
Whatever mutes the past.
Yeah.
Won't go into details, but Huber's vows exceeded expectations. Really, really good vows.
They did
Huber.
everybody's, yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
That's too. They were both very personal and because I've met Beth a couple of times but haven't really spoken to her much, and like hearing her vows finally, I was like, all right, all of this makes sense now.
Yeah, when she came out, obviously that was my favorite part.
Aw, Hubie.
Yeah, she felt like a celebrity, man. She was glowing that night.
It was very good. Okay. Leif, hi. With the recent talk of a streaming console, it seems reasonable to assume that certain graphical features might come at a premium, like a higher resolution, better texture quality, faster frame rate, long draw distance, or improved lighting. If something like this came to pass and a game you yearn for is made exclusive to promote the service, what bonus features would you pay for? I kind of feel like it would be more dependent on your own internet speed. You'd like... The console would scale based on how fast your internet was. That was my assumption, but
No,
I mean, I don't feel like those would be internet speed dependent, though.
Right, like shading, no. I think frame rate could be the only thing, but again, that would be strictly dependent on your speed and not the console they're sending it off with.
But I mean, like 4K graphics versus 1080 graphics. If your internet's faster, you just get 4K.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, the speed you'd need for 4K game streaming.
It'd
just
be bonkers.
outlandish. Yeah. You're like tapping into some big corporation's network to do that.
I've got gigabit, and I wonder if it would even handle it.
Right.
So the scenario is Mega Man Legends 3 is a stream-only game.
Right.
How many extras am I willing to pay for, talking like performance-wise?
Right. Like you only get graphics if you pay $4 a month. Otherwise, it's just kind of a text adventure.
Yeah. I'll pay for graphics. I won't pay for 4K. I turn a lot of stuff off.
Yo, Kyle, when you see the blue bomber in 4K, Kyle, you're gonna want some of that.
Yeah, you're gonna want that.
Really though, like because I assume it all drags on performance, I tend to turn a lot of things off. That it's just like better shadows. I'm like, I'm okay, I'm good. I'll turn it off. I'm good. So yeah, I don't think I'd pay for a lot of the tiny bonuses.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, what's nuts about a lot of the PC options is it's like when you rack your brain, like turning them on and off. Like, can I see what the difference is? What just happened here?
Yeah, I think if a streaming console worked like this, it wouldn't pick up. I think it would die. Because like it's too complicated. When you have a console, you just want it to work.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think the thing is it wouldn't be. Most of that stuff would not be connection dependent. It would be that you're basically, quote unquote, renting a more powerful PC that's going to be playing that game. Like you're going to be, doing the, like your normal game stream would be like on a 980, and then like, oh, if you want to, rent the 2080, then pay us
basically,
more.
Leif is asking like, which better console would you buy? Basically,
the best. I'd
I would just get the best one.
I would just not stream. How about that?
Well, the thing is, Blood, it's the game. That game's the game you've been wanting, and it's an exclusive to the streaming platform.
Oh,
would you still be too proud?
Horizon 4.
If it was Red Dead 2, like unlimited draw distance, max settings, only on this machine, take my money. Take it all.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Bloodborne 2, you can only play it on this. I'd be like, okay, here's $1,000, I guess.
I'd feel terrible about it,
but you'd feel good.
This to me, this was like, now I know what the future is. That conversation we just had.
Damiani, dude, what were you showing? The like new 2080 like surface reflection tech,
ray tracing stuff. Yeah,
ray tracing.
It's insane, dude. Self-indulgent. It's like so unnecessary.
I don't know, dude. Like, I don't feel good about like supporting like that type of future. Like that seems like the worst of the worst.
Yeah,
I think that might be the point where I'm like, all right, that's enough. DLC, like paid like microtransactions and stuff. Like, okay, dude, I believe the argument. That's what the industry needs to do to survive. But if we're going to start doing this, it's like, all right, streaming. I just pay a monthly fee. I get all the games. Well, if you'd like the higher quality version, you got to pay for this. If you'd like, like 4K textures, you got to pay. Like, no, now like this, I'm not doing that. Plus,
I just build a man.
I just build a piece. The PC I'm building must be better than all of them anyway. I'll be like, well, my PC can run shit better than your stuff, so good luck charging people with that. Yeah.
If it's piecemeal, it's weird.
Yeah. It's just way too limited because you would be stuck with having to play your games only at your house, because if you go anywhere else, like we did at Easy Living, it's like, well, can't play any of those games because we don't have enough bandwidth to go around and we can't get it set up quickly enough. It's just
I mean, I think the assumption is that infrastructure gets better before this happens.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Damiani nailed it. Just build your own.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Build your own machine.
I know it's not part of the question, but I've been following a lot of the discussion on the new cards and stuff, and it'll be a little bit of time before they get all the juice out of them. Essentially,
definitely.
Basically the ray tracing stuff, but like once that stuff, basically don't expect what the new GPUs will be doing in like a year or two in the next generation of consoles. Like you were like maybe 2 generations from now, you'll expect to see ray tracing is like a big deal, but it's also going to be that they're obviously making it sound like very nice and easy to do, but it's not going to be that. Like already it came out that Metro Exodus is just going to, with all that crap turned on, they're shooting for 1080 60 at best with all that stuff on. So the dream of 4K with all that stuff in real time at 60 is still a little ways off. So
when you buy a new graphics card like that, you're buying into the future. You're buying into like 5 years from now.
Yeah.
All right. Tim Strothman says, "Hey allies, I deeply respect that most of you are not only playing games which cater to their tastes, but also like to challenge themselves and playing games that are outside of their gaming comfort zone. It is something that I try to do at least twice a year with varying results. I am interested if there are any genres or even specific games which you would never try to play, and of course, why? Love and respect, Tim." So we do challenge ourselves a lot, but what kind of genres or games would you not want to play?
I really like playing every genre. I just don't. I don't like seek out puzzle games. That's probably the genre that like I like the least. But if Ian comes to me and is like, "Yo, I got this puzzle thing for you," like I'm down. I'm down for it all. But I wouldn't seek out. Yeah, I wouldn't seek out a puzzle game really on my own.
Hockey.
Yeah, it's like me with sports games.
But there are a lot of sports games I would try. I've played basketball games a lot.
Well, yeah,
I played a lot of basketball games on the Super Nintendo, actually, like NCAA and NBA Jam. And I remember like back in the 16-bit and the PlayStation era, I still played a bunch of sports stuff. And I love SSX. I love extreme sports. But hockey is like, I don't think I've ever.
I definitely rented that Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey.
We have to stream it. We have to stream
missed out.
Nothing against hockey.
We have to stream Wayne Gretzky.
I got it.
Totally in high school, like if it was a video game, it got played. Like it really did not matter what it was.
Mm-hmm.
For me, increasingly, it's super long RPGs, JRPGs. I just I know I'm not going to finish them.
Yeah, I mean, like they were saying, like sports games for me is the easiest to answer, but at the same time, like there's totally exceptions. I'm just not like into the super complicated ones, like like having to learn a modern Madden game or NBA game.
But you're the racing guy.
I've said this one a few times, and it still remains true. When I'm looking for games on the eShop or the PlayStation Store, RPGs with cards in their fighting system, instant out.
Good pick, Kyle.
Every single time.
There's good ones though. Bot and Kaitos, man.
No,
I couldn't.
Blood, I will play it, dude.
I tried it.
Slay the Spire is good.
We'll do it, maybe. Ian, I think that was a recent one. Was Slay the Spire? I'm like, okay, cool. See the cards. Close the video.
I've played a lot of it. I really like that one. I tried Cultist Simulator though, and it was really obtuse. But I think that's the point.
What is it you don't like, Kyle? Just like building your decks or getting random move sets, or
yeah, it's randomness, dude. It seems like a contrived way of making a fighting game system more interesting because we like randomness. Brains like it. But it makes no sense for the fighters to have to wait for a random card to pop up for them to do it.
I get it. Hand of Fate is so amazing because you have control over like the combat and what cards you bring in. But once you get to the later stages, Kyle, it's just like, didn't draw that, I lose, start over. So.
Yeah.
Chat says you need to play Solitarica. I don't know what that is.
I'm not going to.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Give it a try.
Just another dumb game, Chad. I'm not going to do it.
Kyle, you have to. Rules.
What about card games that are card games though?
I'm actually cool with those.
All right. Joey and Kate said hold.
Oh,
last.
okay.
Nice.
Sanjeev Mohan Raj also said hold.
Okay.
Yeah,
I watched Lord of the Rings, the first one, Fellowship, recently.
Mm-hmm.
I know we got to answer questions, but that's a good movie.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, that's a really good movie.
Damn it,
Yes.
Kyle.
Wait, all right, sorry.
My king, so epic, dude.
For pity's sake. I know where for pity's sake comes from.
Kyle, I know what you came from. Now he does.
Which one? Yeah, I missed it.
Fellowship.
Fellowship is my favorite. Fellowship's
That's
Top
good.
tier.
the return. Don't add me.
Give him a moment for pity's sake. I think most people like Fellowship the most.
Yeah, it's that, and it's kind of
Two
even. I feel like
Towers.
I've
it's
heard
sort
some
of-
wacky trilogy opinions over the years. I know plenty of Two Towers that are like clearly the best. I'm like, you're
I mean, I know a lot of people like Two Towers. Nobody likes Return of the King, it seems like.
Dude, Return of the King's
I
so-
definitely
mean, it's
like it,
great.
but I
It's just
also
not
feel
the
like
best.
the King is the best moment of the whole thing, and you're just like, fun.
Anyway,
Yo, Solitarica looks amazing.
I'll bite on that.
Let me look at it.
Solitaire.
It looks really good. I'm into it.
What's the deal with you, Solitarica? Oh, yeah, it's just a card game, see? Oh,
That's a card game, see?
The card game, see? All right, Nathan Hermanson says, hello, allies. Longtime viewer, first-time Q&A-er. Hello, welcome. Increased my pledge because of your ever-present place in my life and because you are all trying amazing new things, and I want to support that. Thank you. It's been great to see your growth both independently within each of your roles and as a group as each new event rolls by. I'm proud to be able to support your goals with what I can and cannot wait for the future. With what I can and cannot wait for the future. Best era for gaming and best era for EZA. In honor of one of the new things you're trying, I have a simple question. If each of the allies had to host an existing game show, which would you host and why? Feel free to change up the existing show to match your style. Love and respect, Natoid. I like this question.
Price is Right, hands down. It's the pinnacle of game shows.
Yeah.
It's got a good pace. It's got a good layout. There's a lot of opportunities, too, for the host to interact with the guests and the contestants. It's just good vibes all around.
Is American Ninja Warrior technically a game show?
Count it.
Sure.
Oh, that for sure.
Nice, Jones.
Oh yeah.
Does it have to be existing still, or
With
existing?
Sean, with
Oh,
Sean
no.
Clinton.
I think
Sean and
anything,
myself
yeah.
together.
I would take Legends of the Hidden Temple.
I was thinking that one too, maybe.
For the rad lore dumps, and when people like lose, you just go, "You're not going away empty-handed." You get a pair of hush puppies, like classic '90s shoes.
Lore dumps, dude. That's so
Yeah.
funny. Olmec with the lore dumps.
Yeah.
All right, Brad got Legends, so I guess I'll do Jeopardy.
Great pick.
But I'd make it like,
Yep.
weirder.
What about Guts?
Or
Guts
Double
is great.
Dare.
Guts is great.
Dude, Mo hype.
Mo.
Mo.
I had such a crush on Mo when I was a kid.
yeah, I guess I liked Wheel of Fortune a lot when growing up, so it'd be fun to
Nice.
put in some weird random phrases in there.
I really like shoot, I can't even remember it. It's the one where the celebrities are just doing jokes.
Hollywood
whose line
Squares?
is it anyway?
Hollywood Squares.
Oh, Hollywood Squares.
Not even Hollywood Squares.
No, I'm choosing it for you, Kyle. It's Hollywood Squares.
no. It's like when I make whoopee, I blank. And then it's like
Family
Feud?
Right, dude, yeah.
Chad, what the hell's he talking about?
And so that's like
It's like from the '70s. I know you're talking about,
yeah,
Kyle.
and so the guest has to say, all right, when I make whoopee, I thirst. And then the audience is like, what? Why would you say
Family
thirst?
Feud. Family Feud.
It's not Family Feud.
But it's Family Feud does that. It's the
Oh, yeah,
guessing
yeah,
game,
it's the
the
same
word
thing.
guessing game.
Yes.
Is that Pyramid, whatever?
No.
No, pyramid's totally different thing. But the theme.
No whammy?
It's definitely not that.
That's the.
Newlyweds?
Mm-mm.
Oh, Newlyweds though. Kyle would slay it on Newlyweds.
All right, I'll look this up. I'm on it.
Yeah, I think I know what show you're talking about, but I can't remember what it's called.
Password?
No, everybody's wrong still.
Match game?
I don't even know what you're talking about now.
Match game?
No.
How old is the show?
Oh,
Super old.
You said 70s, but I think they might have remade it.
yeah, I'm
later.
sure they have.
The secret word is. It's not match game or password, apparently.
It might be match game.
Chad is saying match game.
I think it's match game. I think match game is right.
Okay,
Yo,
I don't know
dude,
that one.
Mo from Guts voices Dark Iron Dwarf in Battle for Azeroth.
That's match game. That's match game.
Okay, so Kyle knows match game.
It's so rad.
I think she does like a lot of voice acting, right?
I really love the long, thin microphones with the little bead at the end.
Yeah, that was a Shure
requisite?
SM501 or something. They're discontinued, but we can get an AKG one for $150. It's similar.
Great.
Gooseneck microphone. I looked into it recently. Love that question. Ready
Can we
for the
just get
next one?
Kyle doing that theme as
Yeah.
one of the themes, and he roasts turkey? Just even at the end or in the credits or something.
We're gonna need a pretty epic theme. Yeah. Huber, did you read the document, by the way?
I did.
Okay, he had no comments, so that's
Yeah, wow. It was an ominous I did even.
I did.
Sounds like an off-cam conversation.
Yeah.
yeah.
I read it.
Oh God, now I'm nervous. Did you?
For
like
pity's sake.
Spoilers.
Hubert, the thing I think you're missing is he almost cries when he says "for pity's sake." For pity's sake. He doesn't shout it. He like quivers on that
In
one.
the moment.
For pity's sake.
He's emotional. Pure emotion.
Yeah, Boromir, give me a sec.
Yeah.
He'll be swarming with orcs.
Rez says, "Hello, allies. 2019 is lining up to be the year of the hook shot, with Sekiro, DMC5, and Doom Eternal all showing their hook shots in action in their respective gameplay trailers. What forgotten gameplay mechanic will make a comeback in 2020? Love and respect." From Rez.
Save crystals.
Whoa, yeah.
Dude, I love that. That's great.
Talking to like ghosts, like in Word Soul
Save
Suspect.
crystals are kind of already around still.
Wall jumps.
Detective mode.
Wall jumps are still
Wall
around.
jumps are yeah, they're not
Detective
going
mode is
anywhere.
still around.
Like, this is a really hard question.
This is,
Because we forgot.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Well, it's usually mechanics that have not stayed around or didn't stay around for a reason.
Lots of pushing boxes, maybe.
I like pushing boxes.
Come back. I mean, the trends we see are things that give you faster movement. I mean, I think I'm surprised we haven't seen more games where you can just climb anything like Breath of the Wild.
Right.
Slides.
Do
Oh.
any
Yeah, there
games
haven't
have
been too many slides lately.
password systems for your progress?
Oh,
No
man.
more saves.
Password.
You
Going
gotta
back.
right now, link the
Dial of
password.
pirates.
Love it.
Charge
other-
shots.
Oh yeah, charge the shots. Wolverine leap, like a leap, jumping.
Inter-game connections.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Reading save files and stuff.
kind of like the the Banjo-Tooie, Banjo-Kazooie thing, or trying to think of another really good one. That's the best one I can think of.
Mass Effect, man.
Yeah.
But I mean that's like more linear. But I'm talking about stuff that's kind of like Metal Gear Solid. You know, like it reads your save files from other
Sure.
games.
Sure,
You know,
sure.
like that are like not necessarily expected.
Pokemon knockoffs are coming back.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I want to see a movie about Kyle and Pokemon knockoffs.
What do you
movie?
mean? What's the movie about, dude?
Yes. I'm like you trying to like track down Pokemon knockoffs, like a Jackie Chan style movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll write it.
Okay. Short film.
I'll have an outline for you by the end of the weekend.
Kyle is Jackie Chan.
Yeah, Seaman, like a lot of talking.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right.
motion controls coming back in
Oh,
a big way.
Oh no.
You know what though? I think a lot
A
of
new
talking
era.
is legitimately right.
Yeah.
You know that stupid
Really?
game in Her where he's like, and then it's like talking that stupid alien. Like I think that is a stupid inevitable future we're heading toward.
In which game is that?
Oh, Her the movie. He's
Oh,
playing
yeah,
that
yeah.
stupid game where he talks to the alien.
It's just like go over there.
Yeah.
All right. Silent Consonant said hold, and then
okay.
later said Patreon is terrible on mobile.
Oh, sorry, Silent Consonant.
That was that. Sorry.
Well, I think he's just trying to get a discussion started there. So the
Oh,
first thing you have to understand is
let's talk about that for 30 minutes.
It's legitimate. Like I think Patreon grew outside of itself really fast.
It grew faster than it could.
And so its infrastructure kind of sucks at points. You know, it's just like the comments are disappearing because it's not prepared to handle that many comments.
It's stunts.
If you're not aware, in the show section of the forums, I have a guide to get you all of our Patreon exclusives because there's no good place to put it on Patreon.
Yeah. Poor Patreon.
Yeah. Patreon, we love you. Yeah. It's growing. Baby steps. Not Jack says Shazam.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shazam.
I wonder how that
yeah. Yeah. Kit Snow says, hey, allies, what's the dumbest thing you've gotten purely because it was related to something you really like? For example, I have a huge print of Resident Evil Code Veronica ad just because. Dumbest thing related to something you really like.
I have a really weird recent example of this. It's not quite what it's happening, but it's like I feel so stupid about this. You know that the 500 edition of the PS4 Pro that's see-through blue and like has like gold buttons and everything?
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, same. Like it makes no sense, and like consoles don't last forever. You know what I mean? Like in 2 years, I'm gonna not want it under my TV anymore. So I got the controller. I got the 500 edition controller, which again is still really expensive. Don't need it. Yeah, I already got 2, but that controller's so cool, and I'm excited about it. Are you gonna use it? I'm gonna use it for deluxe games, Huber.
Nice.
So when Spider-Man comes out, I'm using my controller for that.
Dude,
I'm pulling out my blue controller.
I love it. Yeah. I got a brand new controller for Shenmue. Cracked it open.
Nice, yeah. Perfect.
Does that PS4 Pro cost more, or is it just rare?
Just rare.
Okay.
Actually, it comes with a camera, which is kind of cheap way to make it cost more. So yeah, I think
it already sold out, right?
Yeah, I think it's sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the camera was one of the reasons I was like, nah, because I don't have a Pro, and I'm starting to see the because I have a launch PS4.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. I have a launch PS4, so I was like wondering, it's like, should I? Right, but I don't. This is not a good time to spend $500, so no.
Also, like PS5 will be announced next E3, and it'll just be whatever.
I mean, but the thing there for me is, like whether I get a PS4 Pro at this point, I might wait to see what the PS5 does, because if it's not backwards compatible, then maybe I'll get a Pro anyways. Just like
but
play
after
PS4
that price
games.
drop, baby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The highest quality.
Mine is all of the Crystal Infinity figures.
Yeah, that's good, Jones.
All the ones that are just like, it's like see-through Jack Skellington. You're like, that
so
doesn't make
unnecessary.
sense.
I got the God of War.
I got a vivid imagination, and I am stretching it, and that's stupid. And I felt I was really proud of myself as a journalist, because like that was the closest I'd ever been to a property. Like I knew so many people on that team. I knew so many people at Disney. I knew people in like manufacturing and development and design. And like every person I told to, would be like, "Did you check out those crystals?" I'm like, "Yeah, those are stupid." I did not like hold back at all with my disdain for those dumb figures. Like slightly more powerful. It's like,
I think Jones, dude, like collector's editions and stuff.
Collector's editions.
So many bad ones. Like I think God of War 3, Pandora's Box, the cheapest little plastic box. It's so bad. And like Batman Arkham Asylum came with like a giant plastic bat container. It's so bad.
Yeah, I'm off like physical stuff generally. To me now, even like just a standard edition physical copy is like too ritzy, too deluxe, waste space.
Anytime I've bought an amiibo, I think of that.
Sure.
Like, why am I buying this? Oh, it's because I can get that tunic. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling.
Final Fantasy IX looks really bad and dumb in PS4, but I bought it just so I could buy it.
Yes.
Like I'm never gonna play that version of it. I love the PS1 version, but like it's like I'll
just
spend money on it. Yeah.
Say something, Jones, so it goes to you.
I love this thing.
Oh yeah.
What?
Light up Final Fantasies. Funny.
Yeah,
That's good.
Tina up there.
Damiani, do you not regret a single item in your Zelda sanctuary?
I mean, I don't regret any of them, but some I can say like people would think some of them are dumb. Like I bought the so we had those points.
I got a dumb thing. Let me go grab it.
I mean, I could show you these, but I'm just keeping things going. Let's talk about it. We points cards were a thing back on the Wii and Wii U and the 3DS. And for the 25th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda in Japan only, they released Legend of Zelda 25th anniversary themed Wii points cards. So they're just like you're buying points cards to use on the Wii shop. And they made an Ocarina of Time one, a general 25th anniversary one, and one other one. I believe there were 3 of them. Skyward Sword was the other one. And I ended up buying all of them. Like 2 of them were $20 ones, and one was the equivalent of a $50 one. So I spent almost about $100 plus shipping to have them sent over. And didn't use them because I didn't want to use them because I want to peel them off. And I still have them on their things, like on their little rack holders, like little piece of cardboard on the back. Yeah. And I just wanted those because I was like, that's a 25th anniversary thing. And I bet a lot of Zelda people won't get these. They'll be like, so when people are like, I've got this, I'll be like, well, did you get this? They're like, oh no, that was stupid. I didn't think to get that. Not so stupid now because I've got it and you don't.
Okay, Damiani, do you remember what it took to get this thing? This is like, it's a stupid piece of plastic, but it's a Phantom Hourglass feather, quote unquote, stylus. But it's just a clear piece of plastic, dude. Like it's nothing.
It's cool, Blood. That thing's awesome.
Mine's still in the thing. I never took it out.
But do you remember what you had to do to get that?
Trying to remember, it was the one that came in the rupee case or whatever from.
No, it was like just like a little thin little box.
So I have that box in my closet. I just never have opened it.
This is fancy stuff. What is it, Blood? What's that from?
It's Phantom Hourglass, but I don't remember like if it was a special edition or why I got it or a Nintendo.
We really got to tap into this somehow.
Yeah, Damiani's collections.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's cool to see. It's like a lot of cool stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Blood, what did you have to do to get it?
That's what I'm trying to remember. I don't remember why I have this thing.
But Blood, I think that thing is actually really cool.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It looks like just like a plastic knife. They kind of like melted down a little bit.
Yeah, it's translucent, dude. It's sick.
It's not translucent. It's just clear plastic.
Free pre-order with the game.
Those reflections look like it's the GTX 2080, dude. What is it called?
Ray tracing?
Ray tracing.
Yeah, well, there was some ray tracing on Blood's quill.
Just a pre-order bonus. All right, that's not too bad.
I think ray tracing looks dumb. Am I crazy?
I would have to see it like when I'm immersed in a game. Like,
okay,
let me put it on like Deus Ex or something.
I think you're totally right. When somebody's up on a stage and like, oh, ray tracing, like I think it raises expectations.
Ray tracing.
Just buzzwords, dude. Something to help sell it.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember people talking about ray tracing like on the N64. Like that's how long it's been a buzz thing.
Cool.
Perfect Dark supposedly had real-time ray tracing of some form. I don't know how they qualified
Was that. Was it like the ground, right? And the reflections?
I don't know.
You can use it for like movement systems and stuff too. It's not just graphical.
Sure, yeah.
What you got, Damiani?
All right, so I have I'll keep talking. So I have the thing that Bullerworth also has that I've never opened.
Nice.
Little like Phantom Hourglass box. And I thought I mistook it for this. This is for Spirit Tracks, actually.
What's in there?
Rupee?
And that because it has you can't see it, but it has the stylus in here.
Oh,
the same
it's
one.
inside the Rupee right here.
Cool.
So I was like, wait, what are you doing? So now I'm gonna open this box since I've never opened it.
No.
Oh, you have to like do this. No, it's like not sealed. There's no sealing on it.
Oh my god.
I'm uncomfortable.
The value is plummeting.
NRFB.
On the plastic
and this
knife.
also has the plastic stylus feather thing too. So they both came with it. Both games
Sick ray tracing.
Came with it. But this is in English, so this is obviously for not Japan. But here are the cards. This is the 25th anniversary one. I got the pricing wrong. So this is like $10 basically here for this one. A $10 points card was one.
That looks really good though, dude. That was
Here's the that was the 25th anniversary one. This is the Skyward Sword one, which is also $10. And just again, I mean, you see the Japanese on the front. I need to show you back. Then here is the Ocarina of Time one, which is the artwork of like Ganondorf fighting Link. And I was wrong.
That is really funny to me.
There was another one. There was a fourth. I have all four actually. And then this is like the one they made like a poster for Club Nintendo in the US for this one, showing like the links across time, like how he's evolved. And this is the 20.1. So there you go.
Yo, show the first one one more time.
You want to see the first one again?
10 out of 10.
Yeah. So I have this as artwork as a poster to.
Yeah, dude.
The 25th anniversary artwork, which is like really good. So
legacy.
These these are meant to be like use points and stuff, and like part of the artwork, all the cards, like you see, like the artwork, like of the card flows into like the little like cardboard on the back. So these things will lose their stickiness eventually and fall off. So it's just like
seal them.
Yeah.
If you go to Michael's, I got a lot of solutions for you to restick.
Very true. But yeah.
It's just funny to me because it's like there's got to be that artwork in so many better forms.
I really like this. I like that it's printed out on a card. I actually think they're really nice collectible items.
Now that we know there weren't $50, I'm like, okay. Like 20 is a lot, but it's not like, oh my God, what?
And not a lot of Zelda fans have those.
Not a lot have them. He can shove them in their face.
That's why he's the hero of time.
Only 2 out of 9 Zelda fans have those.
Yeah. Tim Mann said hold.
Okay.
Brad Gren said, good morrow, allies. If you had to live on a submarine, what job would each of you do aboard? Where would you take it? And what deep sea creatures would you befriend?
Wrong crew.
Absolutely wrong crew.
All of us would hate
that periscope.
Yep. Would you guys trust me to man the torpedoes?
No.
No,
not at all.
I want to be that guy in Red October with the headphones on.
Yeah,
listening.
The
sonar, dude. Sonar hype.
I'm like in the dolphin bay. I'm the one who like attaches the equipment to the dolphins.
Cool.
You have names for them all, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Dolphin Master.
Squirt hasn't come back.
Yeah.
You're talking about don't bring up Squirt in the mess hall.
But yeah, befriending an animal, that's a weird like you're sealed in a metal tube. You don't get to befriend too many animals.
They come in the bottom.
Okay.
This is a theoretical submarine. I would not want to look outside. So,
I don't know, like a nautilus or giant squid or something.
Ian, I guess you could like clean the bathrooms.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'd be the cook. I'd be the cook.
I think everyone on a submarine has to clean, honestly. I think they take shifts.
Yeah, probably.
I'd want to be like the one who does like the journalist who's on board who ends up going crazy.
The diary.
Nice. That's a good role.
Yeah.
Captain's log.
Oh,
but
dude.
It turns out I was right. Like I've been hearing like messages from Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm. Dude, we gotta hunt the Meg.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's what we gotta hunt.
We're down there.
Man, the torpedoes, Huber.
I actually just retweeted a photo, an article about a fish called a mini pizza something.
What?
It's actually in its name is mini pizza.
A personal pan?
So Blood is our marine biologist.
Yes.
Yeah.
He keeps equating every fish to a certain random
like a
food.
mini pizza batfish, I think it was.
Blood, that's not true.
It's a real thing. Yeah, a mini pizza batfish. It's a bottom dweller like a flounder.
Mini pizza batfish.
Let's go.
Found it.
Dive.
Blood was retweeted it. Found it. This thing is hideous.
We're going for mini pizzas tonight. Dive.
All right, Alex AI. Hello, allies. Since I realized that I don't have a good question this time, and yet I have reserved a spot that still might be reached during Q&A, let's do some L&R and pick a question that was posted much later. Some patrons live in a time zone where it's difficult to be on time for the post.
Let's go straight to the bottom.
Just scroll down and pick something from the end.
Yeah.
Last one.
That's a good idea.
Alex.
All right, so the last question is from Clastical. Have you ever had a near-death experience? What happened? Feel free to skip this question if it's too weird. Clastical.
Too weird. Next.
I feel like I've talked about mine before.
I almost got hit by lightning once. That was fun.
Whoa, Jones.
Wow.
I think I've told this. I think I might have like a shelf life where it fades away.
Yeah, this is
I was on a Boy Scout camping trip, and we were putting up our bear bags, which is you put your food up in a tree so bears don't eat it.
Mhm.
And we were heading back to a cabin, and everything went white, and then it went black, and then about 3 seconds later, I got my vision back, and we like went back to the cabin. We were like, "What happened?" They're like, "Lightning hit, just like 200 yards away from you guys." And you were in between us and the lightning. And one scout said, "All I saw was white and 3 dots, just you guys like in the middle." Like what?
sick.
Yeah, my father pretty much got hit by lightning once too.
Pretty
Lightning?
much.
Where it's like close enough to like like knock you
You're
out.
talking about lightning, pretty much means a lot.
Yeah, I remember I was in my basement and lightning struck our backyard and I could feel the heat off of it. It was like probably 20, 30 feet away, but it was outside, but I still felt
crazy.
Yikes.
I think I told this story once. I was in a go-kart with my friend and then it lost control and crashed into a grain elevator and the roll bar stabbed through the seat, but I had jumped out of it before it crashed.
I don't remember that story either. This stuff is
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were rolling around in a go-kart. Yeah, this is what you did in the Midwest in the mid-90s.
I feel like I could have died any time when I had my race car.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So I'm glad it got stolen.
Saved your life.
Saved your life.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
I was in a bus accident. A bus rolled down a side of a hill, like spun over and over and over again, and felt like being in a washer machine is, I guess, the best way to describe it.
So you were hitting like all the surfaces.
Because we kept bouncing, because there's no seatbelts on that type of bus. It was a school bus.
Student bus?
It was a school bus. Yeah.
How old were you?
Like middle school.
Dude, don't when this happens in movies and TV shows now, do you like get uncomfortable? When the bus crashes?
Not like it. I don't have like that type of like reaction to it.
Like
it's just it's more of because I think the problem is, or the thing is, all I can remember is bouncing around and like it just like it was like hitting my head, and it was like, oh, this like it was like this hurts. I wish it would stop, but like it's not. And then like it was I blacked out. And then I think the worst part is it wasn't the accident. Like I'm not like scared of buses or anything like that. It is basically when I came to, it was like completely black. So I had like no idea what was going on. And to explain what was happening, I was wearing a kind of a sports jacket, like a thin sports jacket, and somehow it had gotten wrapped around my head completely. Plus we were like in a ditch, so like no light sources coming in. So like it was like real black, like your eyes closed in darkness black, and I couldn't see anything. So I was a little like freaked out about that. I was like, oh great, what is this? But then like I felt pain, and it was because like I couldn't breathe. It was like the worst feeling. I was like, why can't I breathe right now? I was like, my mind was like, what? And like I just started like clawing at it, and like I just had to rip my jacket open to like breathe and stuff. And then like it wasn't like. Next part wasn't like great because like, you know, there was a bunch of like, you know, middle schoolers in a bus and, you know, all that. No one died or anything like that, but, you know, some people got injured. So it was basically having to like, I think it was lucky that like by the time I had like that happened, people were already like at the bus trying to like get at people out and stuff. So like, yeah, because the longer we'd been in there, I would think it would have been like a more traumatic experience because like people, you know, were hurt and stuff, and like, you know, the imagery and sounds that go with that probably would have been way more profound and have a more profound impact on me if it had been like dragged out. It was almost like, oh shit, where am I? Oh, I'm okay. Looked around like, oh shit, we were in a bus accident. Is everyone okay? Oh, there's people who like we're gonna start we're pulling people out. Like just call out if you're okay. And like it was like just that. And then you got out and just like see the bus like had like rolled down. And I was like, okay, that's like messed up. I think I was in more of a state of, did this just really happen? Like, it was just really fast. but like everyone was just like, everyone around us was like freaked out. Like next few days, it was like so many people like were over there and stuff, like, you know, visiting and stuff. It was like, it's like, I'm okay. Like I didn't, you know, nothing happened, but like, it was just, I like seeing how like people like reacted to that. It was insane.
Jeez.
Damn.
Wow.
That's intense.
Yeah.
It's so intense.
Any other ones?
Near-death experiences.
Anybody want to follow that?
Man, this is what happens when you go to the last question.
Yeah. Things get
We
real
should make it a
theoretical.
tradition, man. That's woof. I've never gotten this deep on a Q&A before.
Angelo D'Elia says, "Hey allies, what is a future project idea that you've had for a long time and still haven't acted out? Maybe an investigative series about canceled games or an analytical video on fishing mini games across generations. No need to limit your answer to EZA if nothing related comes to mind. Love and respect, Angelo."
Top 100.
Yeah.
Top 100.
Someday.
Let's do it, Jones.
Someday. Yeah, it's not the right time. I don't know. Let's get studio first, then we'll talk.
Yeah. I mean, like, I have a bunch of ideas, but I'm working on them, so I don't want to talk about them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have one I want to save.
Any ideas that aren't too precious?
Please tell us your secrets so we can make them before you get to.
Yeah.
That's not what the question's about.
No.
No, it's not.
Joking.
Also, just some kind of road
That
trip.
we know of.
Road trip.
I don't know. I don't know if all of us could sacrifice that. I think we could even do an okay shoot with like 4 or 5, but it'd be fun to just do like a week on the road, go somewhere for some reason, like to a video game museum somewhere, and just kind of chronicle all the crazy shit that happens on the way there.
Jones, no comment. I've had plans for a long time in that nature. I'm just waiting for a certain thing to be done so we can do it.
No comment.
Crazy pie in the sky stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, get into it, dude.
Yes.
Like I know, yeah, we talked about some stuff. I won't be specific, but like one thing I thought would be cool with this group to do, but like, Jones, you're creeping me out with that like zoom.
He's so close.
Like, what is this?
Yeah, we know, dude.
All right, the new horror. No. So like I know a lot of like YouTubers and people do like they like to pay tribute to like a lot of stuff from the 80s and 90s by working it into their content, but I straight up really want to make, I don't want to like, it's not going to be like referential to it, but like in the same vein, I wanted to like make like the 9 of us go on like essentially our own version of the Goonies adventure, but it's like something like game related. It's like, hey, like we found like a map to like some like lost like game or something or whatever, like something whatever, and we gotta like go find it and stuff. And it's basically like this adventure, and it's like this real like we find out it was like this really like crazy like developer who had like lost his mind and stuff, and like his old like development studio and stuff. He basically like turned it into like essentially like a live Dungeons and Dragons maze or whatever, because like he was just, like crazy like that. He was like he wanted to be the game so much, and like we have to like go through his like basically his labyrinth or whatever and like solve all the stuff. So it'd be like we would rely on like all of our extensive like game and real life knowledge and stuff to like get through it.
That's actually,
I love this.
Damiani, that's a really good idea, dude.
That's
But
very
it's
good idea.
it's like not Goonies. We're not going to Pacific Northwest. We're not going in like into like the fine pirate school. We're not going on a pirate ship. But it'd be like, hey, like we've all like it could be like something like a like Jones always teases about it. Like it's like the Castlevania who originally made Castlevania and stuff. So it's like we found like one person or whatever who's like willing to talk, but like we found out they died a long time ago, but they left like a map to like the diary or whatever that like reveals the whole story of like the development of Castlevania.
In
And, like,
Transylvania.
Yeah, and you got to go through like like it's like built like a real like Dracula's castle thing. We got to get through it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I like the idea. I just like how like this maze, this underground maze, nobody's been in there since the 80s, but also like it kind of sucks a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it's not perfect. And so there are ways to like, you can like unhinge some doors and then, like, there's ways to like hack the game in ways.
See, yeah, I thought it would be like it wouldn't be like a real castle. It would be like someone who tried to make something look like it. So it would be falling apart. And I think the danger comes from it's been 30 years at least, and like wiring and stuff is all messed up. So it's not like, oh, there's a pitfall. Like, oh, there's a pitfall, some spikes. That's they're styrofoam. Then you find out like, oh, there's some wiring down there and it's been leaking. So if you fall down there, you're actually getting electrocuted and stuff because of hazards. It's not actually like a death trap. It wasn't originally meant to be a serious death trap.
That's cool. It can go both ways. I love that.
This is in line with what I want to do is make feature films. We should just make this feature film, baby. Sounds great.
That budget is $500K.
Yeah, which is for a film is not much.
Yeah, I know.
Per month?
$500K per month.
Yeah, $500K per month.
One thing I would really want is like I don't want to emulate 80s style. I'd want it to be like a film made now.
Yeah,
that is like, but it's okay. It doesn't not supposed to look like we're in the 80s, but it's shot like if we made it in the 80s, but it looks like today. Like I don't know. People either do one or the other. They always go for let's make it about the 80s, set in the 80s, or we're gonna make it all retro looking and stuff. Like no, like shoot it on today's stuff so it looks all nice and new. But shoot it in the style that it feels like this film could have worked in the 80s or something.
What would be cool is if the stuff that's outside of the maze is shot really modern, but then once you get into it, it starts to like sensibilities from the 80s creep in, you know?
That'd be cool.
A mood shift.
Yeah. And like we all start buying into the castle and stuff like that.
We have 20 minutes left and we're fairly close to the end. I think if we power through, we might make it.
Okay.
Do you want to power round?
Yeah.
Sure.
Bino asks.
Quick research. I'll be right back.
Bino asks, "Did I make it in time?"
Yes.
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 Daniel Dada, hi allies. You're playing a game and you have fully loaded gun that holds 30 rounds in the magazine. You have 60 bullets total, with 30 in the current magazine and 30 in your inventory. You hold a bad guy with 5. You shoot a bad guy with 5 bullets, leaving 25 in the gun and 30 in the inventory. You press X to reload, dropping the magazine from the gun and popping a new one in. You now have 30 in your gun and 25 in your inventory. In real life, you would have 30 in the gun and a magazine of 25 rounds on the ground. Other than SOCOM US Navy SEALs 2, all games seem to use the magical method of consolidating ammo. I can't remember ever manually loading magazines with bullets. We always have enough mags for our current ammo count. I know this is to speed up gameplay, but there is great opportunity here for realism. Imagine frantically loading a magazine in Resident Evil, or carefully making sure to use the majority of your current magazine mid-shootout in Last of Us. Do you think current reloading method is permanent gaming trope, or something that we may see change? Love and respect, Daniel.
I can see an indie horror game not doing that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if an indie horror game really just limited you to a 6-shooter. That was it. That's like the only gun you had through the entire game. And like
that's a cool
you got
idea.
a bunch of different types of bullets and you can mod the bullets, but like it always came down to those 6 shots. And so when you had 1 shot left, you're like, I can't drop the, or maybe like the act of taking the bullet out and putting other bullets in it, like it takes time.
I feel like a lot of
never get more bullets, but yeah.
I feel like a lot of shotguns are a little bit more realistic in that sense of like you empty one barrel and then the other kind of thing. But yeah, in terms of like larger magazines, you just gotta imagine that that little Lakitu cameraman back there is just he's just grabbing those old magazines and stuffing the new bullets in and reorganizing.
Invisible helpers. What's that super realistic military game that DayZ was based on?
Arma. Is it Arma?
Arma, yeah. Does that do this?
I have no idea.
No idea.
Older games, like games set in older time periods, I know have done the realistic, because you can't like have more than like one or a few shots. You gotta like do like the extended reload animation.
Right.
Yeah.
Scorn is very punishing with reload times. It's very, very tense. I like it.
Guns Overheating is another one. I don't see.
Oh yeah.
Except for like big guns, they always do that mechanic.
Right.
But like normal
Yeah.
guns could jam and stuff. They like never do that.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I mean that's the thing. Carbon buildup in a barrel.
Yeah,
or whatever,
like cleaning
things
out the,
eventually jam
barrel.
and
I think
backfire.
Far Cry 2 had a lot of that stuff.
Oh, they did. Okay.
And
Yeah, I
people
remember
hated
that.
it. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. Okay, speed round. Hudson Bilbray. Hi, allies. I love video game art. I especially like all of the concept art for Destiny. However, Destiny 2, especially the first 2 DLCs, have largely been a disappointment for me, and somehow this translates onto the art as well. I love the designs and the locations, but all I can think of is that disappointment and frustration toward the studio and the game when I look at anything from the franchise. Has this ever happened to you, and if so, how do I cope? Love and respect.
When you like a game but not the art?
Yeah, or like if a game being bad makes it so that something you previously liked is sullied now. I think an easy example would be like, I used to like listening to the soundtrack, but then the end of the game sucked and now I can't listen to it. Something like that. Has that ever happened to any of us?
Hitman Absolution was terrible, but then they rebooted it and fixed it so that pain was not around very long. But yeah, that's what comes to mind.
I mean, yeah, I actually tend to be able to separate that stuff out. Like,
Yeah.
I know Huber likes the game, but I don't like Shadows of the Damned at all. But I'll listen to that soundtrack over and over again.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess the answer is just try to divorce yourself from the experience of the game and just appreciate the art as just here's a cool picture that has nothing to do with anything. Right? T-Spawn says, "Hey allies, I've been stuck in a rut lately and haven't been had the motivation to work on anything. How do you guys deal with motivation to keep making amazing stuff? Thank you." That's from T-Spawn.
Deadline.
I find deadlines are really important.
Fit your work to a calendar, or it's just like, oh.
But the problem with that is like, yeah, the problem is like holding yourself accountable is a lot different than having, say, a bunch of patrons holding you accountable. Deadlines really are the thing, though, for me.
Yeah, I agree.
For me, I also, just in general as a life thing, I try to accomplish one thing creatively every day, even if it's just like a few minutes, whether it's working on a larger project or making a quick song or like, anything that like that. And then I don't consider that day a waste. And sometimes you just have to force yourself.
I like having Sophie because taking her on a walk in the afternoon and at night is a great just split up, when I just kind of like start to drag a little bit, motivation wise or just fatigue in general or just boredom. It's nice to just walk around and then like, just like even just that little bit of physical activity feels good.
Yeah, I think anything to like shift your brain from whatever it's doing, because if you get into like, just more mundane stuff like going through emails or Twitter or whatever, and your brain kind of gets locked into a certain mode. Like if you just make lunch, like a lot of times just something as simple as like changing what kind of activity you're doing will give you new energy.
Mm-hmm.
Another really important thing I think is forgiving yourself when you are in a rut. I think that's super hard, is not being hard on yourself. It's normal, you know what I mean? It's there's going to be bad days, and like I think so hard is just to like not beat yourself up about it. But that's important. I mean, some days it's not going to be there, and that's so normal. Yeah, we can't all be like geniuses.
Very true.
It'll come back. What I'm saying is it'll come back.
Yeah.
It'll strike you.
Michael Stevens says hold. Raymond Chow says curry or ramen.
Ramen.
Curry.
Ramen.
It's very close. Very close. Very close.
Yeah,
Ramen
really
with
close.
Naruto.
So close.
I like vindaloo. I think that's kind of a curry.
So I think like,
but yeah, both are great.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of an Indian curry than a Japanese curry guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Indian curry, Japanese ramen, not Japanese curry.
I like Japanese curry. This guy.
I don't dislike it. I'm just saying. Chad Kowalski. Chad Kowalski. My question is for Bradley Ellis. There is no doubt that you are the coolest. Have the coolest hair known to man. I'm sure this is a result of being a stylist in the past. My question is quick. What is the style called? And what products and procedures do you use to get it to come out so good every time? Name brands if you'd like. That's perfectly fine. I'd love to be as silky smooth and could use all the info and help I could get. What's the full procedure? I'm 100% serious. I know it's not a game question. A man just has to look good. Love and respect, Chad Kowalski.
There's a lot of questions in one thing. What was the first thing?
What's your style called?
What's the style called?
There is no, like, I guess, term for mine. Mine's just like a very classic spin on like the classic like close men's cut. The only thing that mine's different is mine's a little shorter in the back. So you could like, my advice would be is to, if you want hair like that, is to show a picture to someone and kind of explain like what you like about the specific hair.
Show Brad.
Yeah, just show mine, like, if you want. Products, I can go get mine, actually. I can show you what I use.
No time.
2 seconds.
There's
Okay,
time.
so
There's
it's
time.
like
We can go to the next question while I get to it.
2 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I'm excited about this.
Me too.
I'm just calling his question "Cool Hair Brad" in the timestamps.
3.
Okay.
Wow, it was
So
3.
what I usually use is this. It's like a Paul Mitchell.
Flexible style ESP.
Whoa,
You can just
you
get
have
this off. You can just get this off Amazon or something like that. It's pretty easy to find. What else was there?
Shampoo, dude.
Shampoo doesn't really matter for me. I have to wash my hair every day because if I don't, it gets oily. Because I have really fine hair, so it's like dependent on like what kind of hair you have or the texture of it and all that kind of stuff.
I have
what
thick
else?
hair, so when
Yeah,
I wash
Ian,
it,
like
it
me and
gets
Ian have completely
frizzy
different hair.
as hell.
Yeah. What else was there?
The
Procedure.
procedure.
A comb.
The full
The
procedure.
So, yeah, I usually comb it when I get out of the shower. I like to let it air dry if I can, because I like the way it, like it comes into shape more. Because blow drying and air drying, they could be completely different how it looks like that. Like if you have a lot like thicker hair or more curl or like more wavy hair, you could blow dry it like. They call it like a flat wrap. You could blow dry your hair while combing it like that in like different directions to like kind of flatten it all out on every surface like that. So like if you want more volume in the front or something like that, one thing I used to do is, or tell my clients is, comb it one way, like blow dry it like one way. Then when you want to like actually do it, like put your stuff in it and comb it the other way. So it's pushing against the way it usually goes. So it'll go up higher on one side. Stuff like that.
Nice.
Pro tip.
Simon Wallace says, this one is mainly for Brad and Huber. Have you played the fan-made Streets of Rage remake? It's absolutely awesome and the best thing in Streets of Rage fan could want before the official 4th game in the series. Any chance you would stream it?
Yes, we would stream it. Haven't played it.
Yeah, but stream it.
Yes.
Ibrahim Sozer says Spider-Man greater than Red Dead Redemption 2. It's a
Wait,
math
is there a
equation.
question mark or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
Statement.
That's a statement.
All right.
Cool.
Okay.
I mean, they're both
Probably
gonna be 10s. So.
It's your time.
Evan Solomon says, hey, allies, the Nintendo Wii faces a lot of casual derision in the modern era for its wiggle controls, low graphic power, and its shovelware. But let's rewind a fair bit to when it was a cultural force. Miyamoto basically achieved his dream of it being a living room staple at the time. There are still families I know where the parents still have the machine hooked up. My boss even has one in his office. What were the Allies' first introductions to the Wii? What were your early impressions and concerns? Any fun stories from the zeitgeist? Love and respect, Evan Solomon. I mean, Wii Sports was like ubiquitous.
Brad coming to my house at 2:00 in the morning, banging on my window because I was asleep to wake me up.
We were supposed to go get them, and he was asleep.
Yeah.
He wasn't picking up his phone or anything.
Yeah. Bang.
Anyway?
Yeah. Then I like slept on the ground outside of GameStop.
Nice.
But we got him.
Wow.
We got him.
True friend. Got to play Zelda.
If you remember, the box was really cool. The box had multiple components, and they were all labeled by numbers. It actually felt really cool to unpack a Wii.
And you could like put it back together really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a Wii controller. I had a Wii controller like a few weeks before I had a Wii, and I would just sit and like pretend to play with it.
Did I do that? I want to say I did that with the GameCube or something. I remember there was definitely a system where I had the controller early.
They did that with PS4 for sure. I remember DualShocks came out before.
Yeah, I think I was able to get like a GameCube controller and like Star Wars early, and then it was a couple of days later that I was actually able to find somebody that was selling like a modified Japanese GameCube. But as far as the Wii, yeah, like all of my early Wii impressions were like coverage. So, you know, when they first like announced the quote unquote revolution, but we didn't know anything about it except for like Virtual Console. And then later on, you know, they showed the controller, but they didn't really say everything about it. It was just like, what the heck is this weird TV shaped controller? Yeah. And then, yeah, that first E3 was nuts with like Mario Galaxy and Wii Sports and everything. And then when it came out, it was the Armored Car brought it to G4. So
cool.
Okay. I really think we got 5 minutes. We could probably go over a little bit. I think we can get them all if we're really, really fast mode.
Okay.
Brandon White, save. Fun Yotabi, save. Neuromod, hey allies. That's 2 down. We're great. Hey allies. This is Neuromod. Even great games become boring over time. So being able to mess around with the .ini files for the Command and Conquer games to create new units or installing the Matrix mods for Max Payne enabled me to squeeze more entertainment hours from them than I otherwise would have. What are your favorite mods / game editors? Love and respect, Neuromod. I used to mod the hell out of Morrowind and make like my own races and stuff that could just jump forever.
Max Payne nailed it. Kung Fu mod, Matrix mod, 10 out of 10. Played for months, years.
Oh, yeah.
So
dude. Warcraft 3 Dota.
Warcraft 3 Dota.
Yeah.
Heck
Smash Brothers mods, putting in joke characters. Those games get boring after a month.
5 minutes. Fast mode. Any other answers?
No mods for me.
Okay.
No mods
Dominic
for me.
Brown, you are presented the choice of giving up your sense of hearing, vision, taste, feeling physically, but in exchange, you are given one superpower. Package deals need not apply, such as the famous catch-all Superman. What sense do you give up, and what power do you accept?
I'll give up taste for flight.
I'll give up taste to be able to shapeshift.
Flight and shapeshift is you need to give up a better sense for that.
That's not the question.
Yeah, sorry.
I think it's implied. I think it's implied in the question that you got to give up something good to get something good.
He listed it.
All right. Okay.
It was multiple choice. I picked one of his things.
I think it's very brave of you to give up taste, Jones.
I do.
My God.
I wouldn't give that up.
We're moving on.
Moving
That was
on.
being ridiculous. We're moving
My
on.
wife's an amazing guy.
Moving on.
James Best, what are your favorite settings for fictional stories?
Raccoon City.
Yarnum.
Sure.
Yeah, Yarnum. Fantasy.
Places
Dark
that are
fantasy.
like Earth, but a little twisted, a little effed up.
Sure.
Azeroth.
I like that, Kyle. I really like that.
Mick Roper says, hey, allies, with the recent onslaught of amazing games in 2017 and 18 and a large number of great releases throughout both of these years, do you think that there are too many games for an enthusiast, even one who spends majority of their time playing games, to play all of the great ones? How is it possible to choose the favorites of one ally over another when choosing what to play? They're also good. Love and respect, Fixbane.
I loved what Damiani said on Frame Trap or the podcast. It was one of those, you equated it to Netflix TV shows. You want to watch them all. There's just too much, and you have to be okay to let some go and slip through the cracks.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And don't be afraid to stop playing.
Right.
Christian Thomas says, good day, allies. Just a simple one for this Q&A. What do you each value in a friendship? All the best, and thank you for allowing us to be involved.
Honesty.
Joyous time in the community. Christian Thomas. P.S. Happy Shenmue month.
Honesty.
Yeah, I don't know.
Honesty,
Reliability.
loyalty, yeah.
Friendship. And
Kindness.
friendship.
A dark sense of humor.
Friendliness.
Intelligence.
Production skills.
Yeah. Being a utility to me in my life.
Persistence.
Sure. Yeah. Sarah Imshog, Zephyr Moon. Greetings, allies. This year I will be attempting Inktober again, and this time I'm taking prompts from the community. I've already asked Ben this question, but is there a franchise, whether it be a video game, TV show, anime, or movie, that I can draw from each of you present? Thank you for your time. Zephyr Moon. Love and respect. Zephyr Moon.
So Inktober is where you get a new tattoo every day in October?
No, where you draw something every day in October.
Oh.
Onimusha.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Maria from Bloodborne.
All right. If you're gonna be drawing a new thing, I want you to challenge you with like something mechanical. Make some Gundams. Do some Gundams.
Sick.
Okay. Who hasn't said one?
Plural, not just one.
2 Gundams fighting.
Ooh. This might be hard, but Storm, X-Men.
That's a good one, Blood.
You got nice.
Damian, did you say one?
Let's do something from Dragon Ball.
Ooh.
Okay. But
Be more
make the
specific.
forehead normal.
Oh, can I change mine?
Yeah.
Can you draw me Kakuzu, please? From Naruto.
Kakuzu. Brad, did you say one?
Goro Akechi.
I'll be
Great.
specific. Piccolo. Draw Piccolo.
Nice.
Okay. Mikkel Hervel Nemo says, hello, allies. Which currently unreleased game has the most potential to be #one of the greats? Currently
Red Dead Redemption
unreleased game.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red
10 out
Dead
of 10.
Redemption 2.
Already in
Red
the
Dead
greats.
Sekiro,
I
maybe?
already wrote the game of the year entry.
Yeah.
It's already done.
Sekiro could do it.
Yep.
But I doubt it.
We don't have Red Dead 1 in. I don't know if Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to get into Hall of Greats. You know what I mean?
We'll see.
It will. It'll be fresh.
You don't even have GTA 5 in.
Yeah. Hubert, I don't think it's going to get in.
It's going to be their
Red
best
Dead's
game.
better than GTA.
We like Red Dead better than GTA.
Like, here's the thing. I bet we're going to be total cheese balls, and I bet the first Hall of Greats after Last of Us Part 2, it gets in. That's my bet.
Last of Us?
Yes. We're going to be total cheese balls, and we're going to put it in immediately after that game comes out. You know what I mean?
Cyberpunk will probably be the same. Okay. O'Million says, hey, allies, which spin-off Star Wars movie would you like to see the most? It can be from Legends or current canon. Love and respect.
Jabba the Hutt.
Obi-Wan. You get both. Obi-Wan and Jabba the Hutt.
Yep, boom.
Same time.
Same movie.
Wait, why? Why are they both in the same movie?
Because
They're both Tatooine.
stories are
Yeah, but come on.
remake Battle for Endor.
Obi-Wan's movie is a love story.
A love story with Jabba, dude.
Okay.
Secret Unknown, yeah.
Something way in the past, totally away from everything as we know it. No more Empire with Star Destroyers and all that stuff. Something completely different.
I want
Knights of Ren.
What?
Knights of Ren.
Knights of Ren. That's a great one spinoff.
Let's go.
Okay.
I hope 9 goes the way I hope it does, and they go Gray Force, and then the next trilogy is all about like kind of like neutral, like true neutral Force users.
I'd like to do a romantic comedy on Coruscant.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of
Welcome to Coruscant.
Normal romantic comedy. You just
Sorry?
have. That'd be the same as any other romantic comedy. You would just have flying cars out the window.
Yeah,
It would
episode
not
2 is already a
fly.
romantic
You're really
hilarious
smoking.
comedy.
I have a lot of ideas for this, Blood.
Kyle, dude, imagine like romantic comedy, like the guy doing like some force powers to like win over like the girl.
No Jedi. No way, dude.
Romantic comedy on Kashyyyk.
All right.
Yeah.
What I like about Coruscant is it's completely multicultural, like species-wise even. Like there's some really fun stuff you can do with a romantic comedy.
Sick.
It's not just 2 humans like you're thinking of, Bloodworth.
Yeah. Droids. Ryan H asks, hey, allies, do any of you like
Ian?
Dude, I loved Solo.
Yes. You know what it
Droids,
is?
man.
It's like I forget the name of the movie, the Christmas one with a bunch of British people. Like it's like 20 British actors.
Love Actually?
It's like Love Actually on
10 out of 10.
Coruscant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Except good.
Kyle, pitch that, dude. Let's
Yes.
go down to like Warner Bros, whatever.
Disney, get on the line. Love Actually on Coruscant.
Yes.
Yes.
JJ will do it. JJ will do it.
Yes.
All right,
Give them
Ryan.
merchandise.
Ryan H says, hey, allies, do any of you like Magic the Gathering? Yes. I
Yes.
saw some Magic cards laying around in one of the photos you tweeted during Easy Living. We bought a bunch during that. Would any allies be open to streaming Magic either through Magic the Gathering Online or the newer Magic the Gathering Arena beta? Yes.
Ben has been screaming from the rooftops to get us to play. He's in love with that game, so I'm sure he's going to stream it within the next couple weeks. I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm waiting on beta invite myself.
Oh.
And I've recently been playing a lot of Magic the Gathering with Sophia.
Nice.
Okay. Like 3 to go. Liz Castro, Bossman, when's the next stand-up special, baby? It's been too long.
Next time I
Follow
lose
up.
a bet.
Yeah. Yeah. Next time he loses a bet.
Wait.
Chad Ball says, what are some of your best moments in anime? God damn it.
Tournament arcs.
Tournament arcs.
Tournament arcs.
Naruto being acknowledged brings tears to my eyes every single
Dude,
time.
heck yeah.
Are you talking about after
Right
the
after Pain?
fight?
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Sick, like power-ups.
Yeah,
like in
power ups.
Dragon
That's
Ball.
what I was gonna say,
People
dude.
just powering up.
Each
Yeah.
person learning Super Saiyan the first time.
Yeah, it's a moment.
A new mech. When a new mech shows up in the world or something like that.
I also like episodes in between huge arcs where people are just running around the village having fun. Super jolly.
Sure. I mean, to me, like, everything in Cowboy Bebop, hard to top the end of that and everything.
How about
Too.
Bebop, dude?
A lot of moments of Hunter x Hunter I like where it's it kind of the show's based on your knowledge of anime and it just kind of flops over on top of it consistently in ways that are funny sometimes and like truly sad sometimes. I just love it. Love it to death.
Also, the Berserk Golden Age arc movies shocked me more than I think I've ever been shocked by anything.
Dude, guys, I didn't tell you this. I've been wanting to tell you this. Shenmue has a Naruto Easter egg. You can name the cat. You get to pick the names for the cats. One of the names is Sasuke. If you pick,
That's not a Naruto Easter
It's
egg,
like
dude.
Wait.
No, there's more. There's more.
if you pick Sasuke, by the way, I checked the dates. Shenmue came out like 6 months to a year after the Naruto manga had started to come out.
Okay.
Sasuke, and he's like, he'll grow up to be a powerful ninja one day.
I think that's like a folklore thing though already, is Sasuke.
Naruto, dude, it's a nod.
Okay.
This Huber, I don't know if it's a nod
It's a
actually.
I'm
The
scared.
dates tie up, guys. Look at the dates. Numbers never lie.
But 6 months into Naruto, he's just a little ninja boy.
Sasuke's hype, dude, after like the first episode.
All right, last
Gotta
one.
ask you directly.
Yeah,
I
you should
mean,
ask you.
You also realize that Sasuke is in Legend of the Mystical Ninja, right? That was way before Naruto.
Naruto, dude.
Sarutobi Sasuke is a famous ninja.
I don't know about this humor.
No.
Yeah.
Sleuth it. Damiani, man. Let's sleuth
I
it.
just sent you something here.
I think it's been sleuthed.
Yeah, look it up.
Like, there's vocal. Yeah, this is not no humor. I'm sorry. I want to believe you in this one, but it's not.
Case closed.
I choose to believe, damn it. No. No.
I'm so sorry, Huber.
But Huber, they're both named after the same historical figure.
True.
Mr. V.
Huber,
It's
Huber,
somewhat
you can
counts.
solve this.
It's a surreptitious nod.
Get an interview, and ask that question, Huber. You can do it. Make
If
it
I ever
happen.
see him, I'm going to. That's
Yeah,
the first question I'm going to ask. Not about Shenmue 3, but about Sasuke.
He's never
All right.
seen it.
All right, rein it in. Last one, because we already did the very last one. Corey Jackson. Hey, allies. Blizzard wants to put Bowser in one of their games and Diablo and Smash. It makes me wonder if you could add one Nintendo IP item or character into a Blizzard IP, what would it be?
Add Pokemon somewhere in. Oh no, they already did it in World of Warcraft, didn't they? I just want Blizzard to make Pokemon, but that's fine.
Yeah,
I
the
want to
pet battles.
see Pikmin fighting in StarCraft.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Bloodworth. Sick.
Yeah.
Nintendo
That's a good one.
IP.
That's better.
Yeah, I just want Bowser as a raid boss or something like that. And wow.
There we go.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Or
that would be
Ganon
nice.
or something.
Yeah.
Samus in Overwatch.
You do like a
Yeah.
Nintendo,
Samus
a
in
Nintendo
Overwatch.
dungeon, and you fight
Nintendo
like
dungeon.
Koopas. You know, the different bosses. There's like Ganon and Wario and Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, that's great.
Cool. We did
Great.
it.
We did it.
We did it.
Victory. Thank you, everyone, for contributing to the Q&A. We put up the Q&A prompt monthly. Looks like this one went up on the 23rd.
Yeah, Ben actually gives a warning post.
Ben gives a warning. Yeah, and then you put if you're in the $20 and up Patreon tier, you get to submit, and then you get to be privy to the private stream of the answers, and then it goes public. What, like a week later?
Yeah, usually next weekend.
Yeah, the next weekend. But yeah, thank you everyone who contributed, and we got through them all this time.
Good
That
questions.
usually happens when we're missing a person, I guess. Good questions this month, everyone. We had a blast. I had a blast.
Same.
Anyway. Yeah. Love and respect, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Love and respect.